T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Play It By Ear podcast. The podcast where the topics may vary because, hey, we play it by ear. And now your hosts, Aric Fiscus, Brady Liming, and Todd Griffin.
Brady, you doing the running man there?
I don't know what that was. I get my Humpty Hump and my Brass Monkey mixed up because they're kind of similar.
Oh.
I never actually learned the Humpty.
Do the Humpty Hump. Hey, do the Humpty Hump.
Like you're waxing backwards, like somebody's blasting your hand with a fire hose. Ah. Gotcha.
Again, I will not dance when ordered to dance. I rarely dance anyway, but don't tell me to do the Humpty Hump. I'm not going to do it.
I think he's asking you.
No, do the Humpty Hump. That's an
right.
order.
There's no question mark. He's not saying, would you kindly do the Humpty Hump? Kindly do the hump.
But I
do
don't
the
think
Humpty Hump.
I don't think
hump.
we are the intended audience because he says sexy baby. Because I think he's talking to somebody else. We're just in on it.
So are you saying that other dances where you're ordered to follow a certain move, they're talking to us, but that one,
if so specified, like all you ladies wave your hands in the air like you just don't care. It's pretty specific.
True.
But if he said sexy baby, it sounds like he was referring to somebody else.
I think in some people's eyes we could be sexy babies.
Oh yes.
So
but it's not even babies. It's babies. So is he talking to one specific person?
Yeah,
there should only be one person in a crowd doing the Humpty Hump.
I think in that use, baby is kind of like deer. It's plural. It just stays baby.
There's a carload of baby going in there.
Yeah, because if you say babies, you're talking about an actual physical baby, like a newborn, like a ute. But if you say baby, it's coverage worldwide.
That's a leap.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's
baby
right, though.
being all-encompassing term.
We need Mrs. Wilson on here to tell us if that's right. Because if I say, hey, my wife just gave birth to triplets. We had 3 babies. I wouldn't say we had 3 baby. But if I'm saying,
that'd be hilarious if it was.
If I'm singing a song and saying, let's get down tonight, baby. I mean, everybody, let's get down tonight. Do the hump. Would you kindly do the hump, sir?
This is sounding strangely like a Jinkies conversation here.
Prithee, we to the Humpty Hump, ma'am.
Yeah, that's spoken like a true exchequer of chortles there.
Oh, my.
Also the cookie monsieur. so we have the French and the British dealt with here. I guess, Lord, right. I guess I could be British as well. Yes, we are off, Mom.
Hello, Mrs. Liming.
Richard with us. There is a dance for that.
Yes.
Gary.
Hey
yo.
Hey yo.
Savannah.
John.
And
John.
We appreciate the two of you being on different platforms and raising our audience numbers. We appreciate that.
Yes.
I got to say, one of the most difficult things about doing a podcast is at the beginning, with the way we do it, our style where we do it live every week, is coming up with a different way to say the person's name as you introduce who's in the room. because you don't want to just say like Gary, Savannah,
Yeah.
John.
Right.
Yeah, you got to come up with a new way.
Gary. I mean,
John.
John Barney.
Johan.
Sup.
Sup?
All right. Got people in the room who have not introduced themselves. That's fine. Stay there in the
Lurking.
shadows. It's all good. Lurk.
Right.
Lurk away.
Loom.
We can't see yins. Don't worry.
Yeah, seeings. Unless you make yourselves known, other than there's a number there, and not as many people as the number shows has checked in. So, do we get subtitles also? I guess you can throw yourself a subtitle name out there, and I'll put it on the screen, whatever you like.
Right.
Yes, Mom does work for you, Linda.
Mom,
called you-
show me some
call-
money.
I've called you Mom since 1976, so yes, that will work for you. Can use their nicknames. If I know their nicknames, I could use that, yes. All right, so if you've never been here before, this is the Play By Ear podcast. Welcome. We all have a topic we bring to the table. We talk about said topic. Each of us, like I said, has one. Then we'll move on. I have a game, and we will play that game at the end of the night. Ed Yates, welcome, sir. First
Hello,
time
Ed.
in the room.
Yeah.
A newly minted Floridian.
Ooh.
From what I'm hearing, it's a new game tonight.
Yeah. The
So
best-
make sure
best
you
base-
guys.
It
ahead,
is,
sorry.
it is a new game, yes.
I was
Correct.
going to say, so make sure you stick around and check it out.
And Eric, I broke out a new T-shirt for that evening.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Now, I have not told you about this to get your live on the air reaction.
He's being mute. Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Very
Oh. I have a plethora of shirts coming in that will make you
Do you?
guffaw whenever
I
we
gotta
get here
start-
from China.
So now I already have to stress out about band shirts to wear during shows. Now I got to start buying podcast shirts to keep up
Hippie
with
ones.
yins. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna get one with a pot leaf like Brady has on his hat.
For those of you listening at home,
I'm sorry. Yes, everyone can. He has an Adidas hat on, but I'm being an old curmudgeon. Got that devil's lettuce on your hat, Brady. Get it off.
Bale's kale.
Not to be confused with devil's dandruff. I
There
was
was
talking up Ed. Now let me talk up
Sorry.
Ed a little bit.
Sorry.
Ed had probably the best baseball coach I ever coached against. Now he retired and he's gone off to Florida, and looks like he's having a fabulous time, according to what I see on Facebook. So, well,
Congratulations on retirement.
Good times are always had in Florida,
Yes.
especially if you live there.
Unless you're a
Sorry.
python. I saw him. They caught a python. Did you see him catch that python the other day?
Yeah.
It almost
Pythons
bit the
and
dude.
gators, and
Oh my!
all kinds of animals down there that will grab a hold of you if you're not careful.
They'll rip your full arm off.
I guess they will. All right.
OOL arm off, not full as in complete.
Well, it could be complete too, you know. you
Yes.
never know.
It tore my arm half off. That's a whole different other discussion.
I may take you up on that visit, Ed. I'm 4 years to retirement. I may come down there and
Heading down there
live
in a
in your
week or so.
town.
You,
All right,
Did I
gentlemen.
see Brady's not drinking. Oh, the use box is for later, right?
Unfortunately, my use box supply has been gotten
Raided?
into.
Rated.
Yeah, well, not rated, but they were also out of them at my purveyor of juice boxes. They didn't even have lava orange, so I'm having to go with some Milo sweet tea and some Sprite.
Is
and
lava
some
orange
water.
like slumming it? Is that like the that?
It's
It's
is that,
definitely number.
is that-
It's definitely level 2.
is that like
not-
like snake belly? Like
Yeah, and it's not flashing fruit punch. That's for sure. So anyway,
all right. I have a controversial topic tonight.
Oh,
oh,
Hence the name, the Cookie Monsieur.
merci.
I have a list.
you have to scrunch your nose when you say that, monsieur.
Monsieur. I have a list.
you have to your words.
I don't speak pros. What the hell? No, my list is only controversial because it's about something we all know and love. Cookies.
Cookie.
Cookies. Raise your hand out there if you like cookies. Please tell me people raise their hand right there that we can't see.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Well, if you want to put a hand raise in the comments.
Yes. Please put a hand raise in the comments if you love cookies. If you don't know how to put a hand raise, just put the letter I.
If you love cookies, put your hands in the air.
Baby.
Don't tell Aric what to do. He will not put his hands in the air.
Yes, Richard.
Nor will he shake it all about.
Well, what is the controversy of this list? Then?
So this is a 40 all-time favorite cookies. So this isn't just like this is one of them, or this is like top cookies ranked. So it's going to have overrated ones. It's going to be ranked worst to best.
Okay.
So I thought what we should do, because we'll never be able to keep track and like re-rank them, but we should just each one of them say whether we lower or higher. The
So can we go with the thumbs up,
Like a gladiator.
thumbs middle, thumbs down?
Yeah.
Like we always did in movie trailers as youths. Couldn't
be
talk
funny.
in the movie.
It would be hilarious. We would have about 10 or 11 people with us, and you look down the aisle, and we all give the. I have to say, sometimes the missus and I still do that when it's just the two of us in the movie theater, and people look at us like we're nuts. Yeah.
Oh, I do it, and my kids look at me like I've got two heads.
It's probably not the only reason that they look at you like that. That's
All right.
part of it.
Number 40. So this means this in this list, this particular outfit that did this is their least favorite. Fig Newtons. Fig Newtons. Now, one can argue whether this is even a cookie or not.
Oh no!
I see where. We're gonna be here till next week.
Well, a lot of my lists are long, so we might have to break into two parts. But I'm going to go. I think this is right where it needs to be. I think Fig Newton. Now, I haven't looked down this list past the first couple here as I'm scrolling, so keep that in mind. But I'm going to leave Fig Newton right where it is.
I don't hate them. I used to like them a lot more when I was a kid. Now, I don't want to pry in the future, but are they including like the strawberry Newtons or the apple Newtons? Or
It just says fig. It just says so.
Fig.
Can I give you the main reason I don't like it?
Sure.
Now, you guys won't be able to relate because you don't like milk. But I don't like a cookie where there's no scientific reaction when I dip my cookie in a glass of milk. And a Fig Newton does nothing when you dip it in milk. It just laughs at the milk. It just soaks it up and it doesn't change softness. It doesn't get softer. It stays impacted. The fig does. It doesn't fall out of
Newton's fourth law.
The milk runs off.
Yeah. And I want a reaction from my cookie dipping.
You want that cookie screaming as it moistens and crumbles.
It makes me think it shouldn't be et. If it doesn't react when you hold it and when you drown it, when you waterboard it in a glass of milk and it doesn't react, that makes me think it's not real food.
See, now I think a cookie shouldn't be et if it is dipped in milk. So
yeah.
Well, but you see what I'm saying? I mean, if there's no scientific reaction to holding it under liquid, it can't be real food. It's got to be plastic or something.
Well, I mean, a fig is a pretty I'm going to call it I don't like gel is a poor word. The preparation around the fig chunk.
It's a loogie. It's a fig loogie inside of there.
That might anoint me on it. Fig hawker.
So I feel I say this every week. Easy now.
Hey, I kept it PG-14.
Once again, I bring up Gary Goldman. Yeah, he has a whole bit on cookies. Talks about the Fig Newton and talks about the fact that the only place you see figs are in a Newton. Figgy pudding. I've never actually seen figgy pudding, but you sing about it.
Yeah.
Figs are mentioned in the Bible too, but I wouldn't know a fig outside of a Newton if it hit me upside the head.
A Newtonless fig means nothing to me.
No.
I think there was a fig. Wasn't there a medieval torture device called the fig?
I can't speak as to
And
that.
they inserted it like a suppository and it would open and it was fig shaped. I'm really not making that up. I can't remember if it was.
Shaped? What shape is a fig?
I can't remember if it was called the fig or if it was called the pear. It's one
Apparently
of the two.
such a shape it would fit up an orifice.
Yeah.
Well, but no, he's saying it not when it opens up, though.
Yeah. It collapsed. It goes, it's awful.
It sounds like it.
So,
All right.
I got to finish the bit now.
Okay.
The head of whoever makes fig Newtons changed. Then they kind of went off the rails and they started, like Brady said, strawberry Newtons and apple Newtons. And so he says they were in a meeting. They talking about how do you move product? And he looks at the guy. He says, "Well, what can we put in a Newton besides a fig?" And he looks at the guy and says, "Well, I'll grind you up and shove you in a fig if it'll move product."
In a Newton.
In a Newton, I mean, yes, in a Newton. Newton. Yeah.
Well,
Newton. Yeah.
It says. Do you remember the commercial? Was the commercial where like the mom like yelled at the kid for eating a cookie in bed or something like that? And he's like, "It's not a cookie, mother. It's a fig Newton." Remember that commercial?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah. I don't know if he was British or whatever that accent I gave was, but I don't think they were American.
I don't
Figs really
hate
have
them.
like little tiny seeds.
Yeah.
There's
Crunch
some
up
grit
tiny
to them.
seeds. Yeah,
Now,
I think-
I would think if you liked fig Newtons, if you liked the fig part, that you could de-Newton it, that you could neuter it, and and you could spread that on some toast or something and make some jelly, make some fig jelly.
Well, I honestly think that's what fig Newton filling is. I think it's probably
Just
a
jelly.
fig spread that a lot of people put on toast or a biscuit or something, and they just stuffed it in a Newton.
I don't know. Anywho, 39. I disagree with this one. I'm going to go ahead and say that. It doesn't give any particular, like, it just gives a generic term. The brand it shows is Loft House. It's the frosted sugar cookies. Everybody has seen the packages. I don't know if I can get it zoomed in there or not.
Let me bring up a picture.
It looks like shortbread, like a shortbread cookie, and it has.
Aric, just look up
sparkles on it.
Loft House frosted sugar cookies.
Because I've seen a lot of iterations of
They are,
packaged
yeah.
sugar
And I think
cookies. So
I think it depends on where you get these at, and where you get these. Like where.
like
Oh,
at
yeah.
Crochet, you could get the soft sugar cookie that has a thick icing on it. But are these ones that they're like baked in the bakery and they come in? But do these come like in a bag?
No, these particular ones you see. They sell a lot of places. They even sell them like with like if you go to La Rose's, they'll have them out there at the checkout where they have like the La Rose's.
They're a smiley face, aren't they?
Well, they have smiley face ones. Those are Buskins or Baskins or something like that. But same idea. Same.
Yeah.
Just a frosted sugar cookie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what these are.
I enjoy one of those from time to time.
There's
Oh, I
nothing
love
wrong
those.
with them.
I love
Yeah.
those. They shouldn't be 39.
No, I say
No.
higher. Or that would lower, I guess, on this list.
I'd certainly put them higher than a fig Newton, which they are. But like, yeah, I would think that one would be higher.
Yeah. All right. So we can agree we're moving up. We're moving that one up.
Higher, Bob.
All right. 38. Yeah. Little Debbie's Raisin Creme Pies.
Huh?
Gosh.
I am aware of Petite Deborah's array of offerings, and I'm not familiar with that one.
Aric, you might have to pull this one up too.
Yeah.
I might pull up something thinking about it, like, bleh. And I don't mind raisins. I don't mind a good homemade raisin cookie.
See,
but I'm
gonna
not
go
sure
ahead
what
and
I'm
say it.
imagining.
Raisins don't really belong in cookies. Because what raisins do in cookies is they'll make you think that it's a chocolate chip, and when you bite into it,
It's like healthy camouflage.
it's
Well,
might as well eat a cack ratch.
raisins can be in one cookie. Yeah, they can be in an oatmeal cookie if you are properly
Introduced.
warned that they're
Yeah.
in there. Yes, but no.
Have you ever seen? Did you find a picture of those, Aric? Yeah, right there on
Yeah. That doesn't look horrible. I mean, I wouldn't poo-poo on it. It wouldn't be my first choice, but I would have the frosted cookies ahead of those.
Yeah.
See, here's what I would picture. I can't look at that, and I'm waiting for one of those things to crawl off the cookie.
Like a cockroach.
Yeah, like a cack ratch.
But you can't have raisins and creme.
No. And you can't just set a handful of a half a dozen raisins on top of a cookie. You know what I mean? They're not even like embedded.
Well, I'm gonna go there. I don't even think you could call this as a cookie. I think this is a snack cake.
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it says a pie.
It is a sandwich. It's not a double doozy because it's prepackaged. And
But
I'm gonna bet those cookies are soft.
But
They are soft.
Are you saying that soft disqualifies it as a cookie?
Yeah, it becomes a cake.
Well, then the Loft House cookie is, and the Loft House cookie is disqualified. What are you talking about?
Hardness has nothing to do with whether it's a cookie or not. I'll fight over that. Do you like your chocolate chip cookies hard like a brick?
No, I don't. I'm just saying the consistency is soft like a cake.
You had me when you said it's a pie. It's like a whoopie pie. But then when you said that because it's soft, it's not a cookie.
Because a double doozy you got it at the mall. It was somewhat firm, but it wasn't. It was still a cookie, but it wasn't cakey.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
A double doozy is not a cookie; it's two cookies.
That's true.
It's dose cookie. 37. Well, if the last one got to you, Brady, this Little Debbie's oatmeal cream pie.
Oh,
had one 2 days ago.
I love me an oatmeal cream pie.
I think they need to be higher.
I do.
Yeah.
I would again argue. I would take Brady's argument in that is it really a cookie?
It's a snack cake.
It's a snack cake, or it's a cream pie. I mean,
hence the name.
Have you seen the double-decker oatmeal cream pies?
I have.
Yes, love them.
You looked at the calories on those?
Oh,
I normally don't, but it is so high that they put it on a big old bright red ribbon. Like seriously, it's something.
How many is it?
I'm thinking it's like 700 or 800.
Ooh.
Yeah, goodness. I mean it was like
it's like it's like a once in a
yeah.
You don't want to eat those every day unless that's all you eat. 36. So are we agreeing that the
it needs to be higher.
Oatmeal,
higher
on this
higher,
list.
Bob. Higher, Bob.
Higher.
36. Grandma's oatmeal raisin cookies. The brand is Grandma's. Quality since 1914.
Probably they've been laid around since then.
I'm like Aric. A good homemade chewy oatmeal raisin cookie isn't bad.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I tend to put any oatmeal raisin cookie down low on my list of.
Yeah.
Not
especially if you feel tricked.
Yeah.
I wouldn't turn one down if that was the only thing available and I wanted a cookie. So there's where that falls.
Yeah.
I'll leave it right there. It's probably a good spot for it. 36. 35 though. I majorly I disagree big time. The Girl Scout tag-along.
Oh, 35?
Well,
35.
Which one's the tag-along?
Tag-along is the chocolate. It's got the chocolate coating. Inside is like a wafer at the bottom and like a sheen of peanut butter.
Oh, yeah. It's like a Reese's Cup thing. Good God, but that's got to be higher.
Yeah.
Isn't that their biggest seller?
Yeah.
Why is that 35?
This person says that says peanut butter and chocolate are a great combo, but these just aren't the best for some reason. I think it's the dry cookie in the middle that's throwing me off. I tell you what they're good to do. They're great to take and just scrape across your teeth, skin off that peanut butter sheath.
Oh,
you ever do that with them?
Well, we were talking about something else that's how you attack it.
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, it was what I was griping about when my Petite Deborah Swiss cake rolled chocolate got stuck in the wrapper, and you had a scraping technique.
Yeah. All right, so we agree that cookie is much, much higher.
Yes,
on this list.
Correct.
I don't care if it's dry or not. In fact, I prefer dry at that point. You wouldn't want the cookie part if the cookie was too malleable and too moist there. I think it wouldn't work with that combination.
It would cease to distinguish itself from the peanut butter.
Yeah,
it would just become a miasma goo. Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I like a good homemade cookie with. If I happen to have peanut butter, I'm fine with that. But in a store-bought cookie that has a skin of chocolate, of milk chocolate, I think the hardness of the cookie belongs there.
Okay, we've got some comments here.
Okay.
So, Richard says that which cookie were we talking about there?
The Newton?
Yeah, the Newton
really, Richard?
would melt with coffee, and maybe that's a temperature thing. But
I'm gonna have to try that.
Gary's good with the cookie. It can stand up against milk.
You don't want no wimp cookie.
Fig Newton is like a dessert, says Richard. Celia says Loft House cookies are great. Agreed. And then says, which I also agree with, what kind of fool puts raisin cookies above Loft House cookies? Now, I questioned this person's judgment when he did that. When he went number 35 with the tag-alongs, I mean, this guy's a communist or something.
I will say that the person that puts a raisin cookie above a Loft House cookie also gets their kids reduced sugar juice and tells them to like it.
I told you this would be controversial. You guys didn't believe me, did you?
So Savannah also says Snickerdoodle cream pies are much better than raisin cream pies.
I've not had that one.
Sure. Don't get ahead of us. Maybe that'll be on the list later. Anything with Snickerdoodle in the title is going to be better than 80% of any other things. I love a Snickerdoodle.
And certainly anything with a raisin on it.
Yeah. 34. Is it? You guys have seen the brand. Is it pronounced Milano?
Yes, Milano.
Okay, I thought it was Milano. I didn't know if it was Milano or Milano. Milano mint chocolate.
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm, by the way, is the. You guys have seen these
remembers. Pepperidge Farm remembers. One of my favorite memes.
So, I think the problem with this, fellas, is some people just don't like mint chocolate.
No, I don't. Yeah.
But Aric, can you pull this up? If you're listening at home, I think the thing that throws me off about this cookie, I don't mind a mint chocolate if it's brown and green. Those are the two colors that should be. Those are the two colors that signify and point out that it's mint, and I don't mind that. But this cookie is a blonde looking cookie.
Here we go.
And then it has a layer of chocolate and a layer of white creme. So I don't
know if you can you see? You could kind of see it in there, can't you?
Kind of see it. Click on that.
I don't know. That looks like a hottie cookie.
Well, Milano in general. I mean, it's
but do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, when you think about it, if you get an Andes mint at Olive Garden, you open it up and it was that color, like you wouldn't like it.
Well,
see, I mean, I'm eating that, and I'm thinking Oreo cream or Petite Deborah cream, not mint.
Yeah, not mint, because it's not green.
And then the Crest toothpaste taste would come. And like I said, I'm not disparaging people that like the mint chocolate. I just don't. And Celia, my gosh, I totally agree. I think a mint chocolate chip cookie has a toothpaste aftertaste.
That's why my Thin Mints are. That's why my Thin Mints are the safest cookie in the house. There's not many people like them.
Yeah,
that right, babe. All right, so I
will eat mint chocolate and ice cream, mint chocolate chip ice cream. That's not too bad. Again, not my go-to, but every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I like mint and chocolate. You don't like an Andes mint?
Oh yeah.
I mean, or a junior mint.
Only one or two after a meal. I will not go and just buy a Andes
sleeve
mint. Yes, a sleeve of Andes mint.
Of that.
Do you like junior mints? Every once in a while, theater.
Yeah, I don't even like sophomore mints.
No,
you don't. What about York? You don't like York peppermint patties?
No, not really.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe if I need my sinuses cleared out.
I think that I have a better. I think I have a better judgment on this cookie since I'm the only one it seems that really likes mint chocolate.
Kyle Brewer. Mint cookies, better off to eat bread with a glass of Listerine.
Except you'd have wet brebs. Nobody wants wet brebs.
Or you eat the bread first and then chase it with some Listerine.
Yeah. I'm going to say, as the only one of the three of us that likes mint chocolate, I'm going to say this cookie is right where it needs to be because it is not the right.
I don't dislike it.
But it's not the right color. It's not the right format.
Correct. It's not the right color.
I'm giving it a 3/4 down.
Ooh.
Because if I'm starving, but it ain't going to be something I choose.
Here's an option, fellas. You could, if you didn't like the mint, this does seem to be a cookie that you could peel apart and just eat the cookie, like the cookie, the hard part, and be
have
fine.
Kissable breath afterwards.
Well, I don't think it would have soaked in much of the mint flavor. Yeah. Number 33 on the list.
One side of it, couldn't you?
One side of it? You scrape it off. And
You
if
did like
don't
a
want the
mini
mint,
corn.
you spit out the mint loogie.
Well, then that just totally annihilates the taste of the cookie. Then
Yeah.
All right, number 33. Sticking with the mint Oreo.
Oh.
What now? What? Hang on there. When you do that, are you saying that it needs to be higher or it needs to be?
no,
No, like,
it
get
needs
that
to be
crap outta
lower.
here.
It needs to be lower. I'd almost put that below the raisin. At least I like the
hang on a
cream
minute.
and the raisin. I don't want
What a
no.
disappointment.
Well, hang
To
on a
be
minute.
looking
Why?
at that bag of Oreos and then it just meant.
So I don't understand Eric's vote because you said the other one, the Milano, was where it needed to be, but you think you would pick the
No,
Milano
I
over
didn't
the.
say that. I didn't say that.
Oh, you did this. I thought that meant it
well,
needs to stay.
Oh.
that's how I think of it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I need it to stay there in the list.
Did you want it to go lower?
Yeah, they should be
Yeah.
on the list.
See, I like mint Oreos, and they are the right color. It's green and brown. It's the and also, if you ever get a chance, UDF sometimes has mint cookies and cream, and it's cookies and cream, but the ice cream is mint.
Mint.
Very tasty.
Mint.
32, we have another Pepperidge Farm cookie.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm Cherry Verona cookies.
Cherry Verona.
Never had one.
Never had one. What does it look like?
I'm gonna.
It looks a
up
lot
here.
like
The
you guys
mint
remember
one?
those like generic. They look like a little dab of jelly, like in the cookies that had the little hard.
Yeah, instead of having like the Hershey's Kiss, it's got a dab of red stuff.
Yeah, except the cookie was like almost like star shaped or something. It was not star, not perfectly star. It was like
they're hard as a rock. They look like Christmas ornaments almost.
kind of, and the jelly part in the middle would break your teeth out too. It was sticky.
Well,
These
that's kinda
kind, but this isn't
what
those.
this looks like. It's kinda
This
what
isn't
this looks
those, yeah.
like.
That almost looks like a Danish.
I was only pointing in that direction. It's not exactly, but that's what it has in the middle of it. Is a gooey cherry ball of ick.
See, now how much more do you pay for these Pepperidge Farm cookies because they put them all in their own little paper sheath? Each
Do they?
cookie has its own. Yeah.
Does it though when it's in the bag like that?
Haughty. Yes, haughty.
And not only that, but they're made to look small so you don't feel guilty.
So if I open that bag of Verona cherry cookies, each one of those cookies is going to be individually wrapped. I didn't know that. Maybe I've never opened.
I'm
a
not
bag of-
sure. I've not had that. Now, I like cherry danishes and things like that. So I think depending on how this fits on the hardness scale, if it's a softer, I'd say that's going to be pretty darn good. If it's just a hard briquette of cookie.
What
I'm
are you
not
talking?
sure.
The cookie part or the cherry part?
Cookie part. I know
What-
the cherry part's going to be gelatinous,
But
but
is it going to be sticky, like chewy, like stick to your teeth type?
it might. It might. That figures into it too.
So the reason they put this low on the list is the center. They did not care for the center.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I'm going to switch pictures here. So let me do that because I think those are dangerously close, as you were saying, to these here. Oh, those
See, now
over
that's
there.
what I thought you were talking
Over
about.
there.
Hang on a minute. I don't see
1,
them.
2, 3,
Uh,
4, 5,
yeah.
6, 7 over at the top right.
Yeah, yeah.
those.
That's what
those
we
things.
had growing up. We couldn't afford the Pepperidge Farms. We had to have the
Yeah.
whatever.
We had
those are.
Hill's Farm or Papaw's Farm.
But what I used to do with those is I would eat around that center and save that part for last.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. And you save that part for last. You can even collect. You get about 7 or 8 of those and then
Right,
put them
there's-
into a big
there's-
old gob.
There's a better picture. Yeah, that is. I don't even know what to call that. The consistency of the quote unquote jelly in the middle of that cookie. That
Yeah,
is
the
not
cookie itself
jelly,
was very
it's-
buttery. Remember that? Like the cookie itself crumbled easily. It was very buttery. It wasn't bad at all. But yeah, the middle part was. It would get
it's like
spot welded to the roof of your mouth. That part
the-
would.
It's like the skin on the outside of a cherry. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know even know what it is, but
All right. So what do we think about the Pepperidge Farm Cherry Verona cookies? I'm going to say leave them where they are.
yeah,
No higher,
I
no
can't-
lower.
I can't vote. I've never had one, but I mean,
Yeah.
eh. Yeah, just
31. These should be okay. Girl Scout Samoas.
Do theirs have the coconut on them?
Yes, they need to be all the way. They need to be up behind the raisins.
So you take a raisin before coconut on a
Oh
cookie.
yes.
Well, I love coconut flavoring things, but I don't like coconut grit on my confectionaries.
Coconut
It's like a
shrapnel.
toenail on there.
Yeah. It's a bunch of That's the thing. If it were one toenail, it'd be fine. But it's like a dozen
An
feet
inescapable
worth of
bunch of toenails.
Yeah. As I've gotten older, my taste buds, Celia she'll back me on this. My taste buds have expanded. There's a lot of things I do eat that I never would have. I try lots of new things.
You watch
But
the Lawrence Welk?
nothing's happened with coconut. I still just can't do it.
Coconut does it. It's one of those things that we've talked about before. There's this taste like grape. In grape things taste like what the manufacturer tells you what grape should taste like.
It doesn't taste like grape. It tastes like purple, and you know what I mean.
Right. Right. Coconut doesn't really have a taste to me. It's grit. It doesn't.
Coconut meat, not the milk.
Yeah, the milt. That's different.
I don't know. This person's funny you say that because this person says these are being rated so low on the list simply because they have coconut. Once coconut touches anything, I no longer want part in it. So I don't know if he's agreeing with you and he's talking about it once it gets to shavings, he doesn't want it, or if he thinks the taste does rub off onto the other parts. I don't know. I just know that there's very few things in my childhood that I can remember. And I guess this says how blessed I was to grow up in the family I grew up and to live where I live. But I remember the sheer disappointment of biting into a cookie that you did not know what was in the inside and it being coconut.
Such as?
What do you mean? Like, I'm just saying, what
kind of cookie would you bite into and not know there was
cookie?
coconut?
Did I say cookie? I meant a piece of candy, like a extra price or a
gotcha.
one of those boxes of candies that weren't marked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those are
labeled.
Yeah, the
And
chocolate covered ones, and you think you're going to get cream, and then you get
Yes.
coconut. Oh,
And then the grit hits your mouth like a big old mouthful of sawdust and chocolate.
Because I got to be honest. Well, then what you do is you simply just put it back. You try to mold it back together like you didn't bite into it.
Spit it out and refill it.
But you had to be careful because the second most disappointing thing, in my opinion, in any of those boxes was the ones that did just have white cream. You know what I mean? So like it was
like a white creme.
See, I always like the chocolate cream, caramel, anything other than the coconut.
cherry
obviously,
cream.
Cherry cream's good, but yeah, and it seemed like those boxes back then had more. The ratio, coconut versus non-coconut, was not right.
Because every child hit it first and left you with more risk. Because all the other siblings hit the chocolate cream and the caramel. The only thing that was left was coconut and that big old walnut nasty thing.
Well, you could just flick that walnut off and you had a good feeling in that cookie.
It was like a good piece of chocolate ruined by a piece of wood shaving. Like somebody whittled it right off onto that.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Two racing stripes in it.
But you could always find an adult to eat to pick that giant piece of wood off, and they would eat it. And I was getting ready to say what I always thought, and no offense to anybody, older or younger to me, whatever. But coconut always seemed like an old person thing. Like somebody around was always going to eat the coconut candy. It was always like a parent or a grandparent that was going to eat it, unless they just ate it for. They were taking one for the team. You know what I mean? They were.
Yeah. Benjamin Harrison knocks on your door from the great beyond and eats the walnut cookies. It's that kind of old.
So, on the same note as the extra price candies. First of all, getting a box of candy that doesn't have a map, not good.
You need a legend.
Yes, you do need a legend.
You do.
And second, people who get into the box first and reshuffle the candies, and then the map is wrong.
There's a special level of hell for them.
That's a jailable offense to me.
Oh yeah,
you would be convicted in court for that.
Yeah, I never can. I don't think extra price does have a legend, or it never used to.
It's on the bottom of the box,
Whitman's does.
the bottom of the lid.
Well, I don't know that it always was though, but you're right, it is. But I think that because I remember back in the day, only like one did. It was the Whitmans had it, but I actually prefer Whitman's over Esther Price.
Yeah,
I like that one cookie too. The one that was thin. It was thin and it had the consistency of like a chicken stick in it.
Oh yeah, I like me a chicken stick.
Yeah. All right, got some comments here. Gary loves Samoas. He's the coconut eater in the house.
That's right.
Maxwell.
Welcome, Joey.
Joey.
Can't wait to hear Joey's thoughts on cookies. And Gary's also eating chocolate-covered walnuts and coconut. Old, yes.
Well, sometimes
ancient,
a chocolate.
aged.
Sometimes you'd find coconut in the middle and one of those giant walnuts on top.
Oh, fun killer right there.
So you flick off the walnut and then you bite into the candy and it's a double jeopardy. It's
Yeah.
Like,
Do you remember? This is a little bit of a side trek here, but do you guys remember? It seemed like back in the day, you'd go over to like an aunt and uncle's house, or even your parents. There was always a bowl of walnuts and a nutcracker in there, but they never the walnuts never the level of walnut never
changed.
No, the walnuts and the Brazil nuts were untouchable because Brazil nuts are impenetrable, except with the titanium tip spear and about 10,000 psi.
Yeah, there was always the tool there to do it, but nobody wanted to tackle that project.
Once again, it's just a big old piece of wood in an interesting shape that Bob Vila put in a dish once.
Well, and to be honest with you, everybody in the kitchen needs to wear safety goggles to keep from getting their eye out when you start cracking that walnut.
See, and that's the thing. So this is in a long line of things that are not worth the effort. Those crab legs,
and I like
not worth
crab
the
legs.
effort. Shucking oysters, not that I would eat the snot that's inside of them, but that can't be worth the effort.
I'm going to go a little. I'm going to go a step further. Ribs.
Yeah, no.
I love ribs, but they're not worth the effort, and I don't like.
I feel like a Flintstone when I eat them. I gotta have the boneless kind.
My OCD kicks in. I don't like my hands. I don't like my hands being messy and then I'm getting that way with chicken wings. I know it's blasphemous, but boneless wings is my. Unless you're one of those people that can do the old, put it in and just like. You ever seen anybody do that? Like one.
Only on Bugs Bunny.
People can do that. There's
Yeah. There's like ligaments and stuff on there that go.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff on there that's chewy on that leg that is not supposed to be.
It's a chicken patella.
Now I will say this: if I go bone-in wings, I'm a drummy kind of guy.
Drummy.
I don't like the other
wing wings.
The wing, yeah. There's not meat. There's not enough meat on them. I want that big old bulb of meat.
When we were at Gettysburg a couple weeks ago, we ate at this place called Gettysburger, and Reg got these chicken wings, and we just thought they were going to be like wings because he likes them. No, they were like plus size wings.
Yeah, like those big buffalo drummies they call them.
I mean, they look like it came off a buffalo. They were that big. Yeah,
I think that's probably why they call them that. I think they're called buffalo. I think that's what they're called.
All right, so side question, and we're way off the cookie track now. What separates a boneless wing from a chicken nugget?
The meat. If it's white
shape,
meat,
a nugget has been flattened. A boneless wing is more bulbous, more shapeful. It's got there's no
looks
pattern
like a jam.
Okay, you might get one big and one small one. You get to where nuggets are pretty much uniform.
If I go to Chick-fil-A and get their chicken nuggets, they're not like
you're right,
dinosaur
but they're all
nuggets. They're like
they're non-processed.
But they are all pretty much the same shape and size. I mean, close to the same shape and size.
Fair enough.
But that's no like scientific answer. That's just my take on it.
That it makes as much sense as anything.
Number 30, Grandma's chocolate brownie cookie.
Sounds pretty good.
You've seen these before. This is Grandma's second appearance on the list, by the way.
Way to go, Grandma.
These are just those individual. You'll see them in a bag. I mean, the picture has two of them on there. I don't know if they look soft, which brings me to something else I hate about cookies. Don't put a picture of a soft what seems to be a homemade looking cookie on a package, and then I bite into it and it's cracker-esque. It's hard.
Yeah.
Or it's like a piece
All
of
of Grandma's
sheetrock.
cookies are soft, aren't they?
I thought they were, but those ones
Yeah.
that I said, those miniature ones, they probably couldn't have been soft.
Yeah.
No, they weren't miniature. I'm sorry.
I think I see grandmas mostly in vending machines.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah,
buy them at
so-
the gas station too.
Okay.
I'm going to say that cookie needs to be higher on the list.
Yeah,
The
probably.
grandma's chocolate. I like the concept of a chocolate brownie cookie because that explains, we were talking earlier, Brady, about if it's too soft, it's a cake. But
Right.
if you're calling it a cookie cake or a cake cookie or a brownie cookie, then
Yeah, then that is permissible.
It's chocolate overload for me. I can't.
you don't like the dual chocolate chip.
No, and not that I think it's abhorrent or anything. Not that I would
Yeah,
Just gets you
gag
bit
upon it.
much.
stays that way.
It
Now,
gets
see,
you
I
doing
would
this.
Yeah,
I would
right.
take
Yeah.
that chocolate brownie cookie and dip it in some peanut butter.
That wouldn't be bad.
29. Lenny and Larry's chocolate chip cookie. You've seen these before. I actually thought these were supposed to be some sort of like health food cookie. It's a plant-based cookie and a fiber, it's high in fiber, 16 grams of, or not fiber. Yeah, 10 grams of fiber, but it's also a protein cookie. So it is presented as a healthy option, like a high protein, high fiber
So it
cookie.
clears out the highway. In other words, it's a high
Which
fiber.
kind are we looking at here?
Lenny's and Larry's The Complete Cookie is the name of it.
Okay. Well, there are
Chocolate
different
chip.
kinds of it.
Yeah, chocolate chip. Sorry.
If Pepperidge Farms bought it, it'd be Leonard and Lawrence's cookie.
I think they look good, and the person here says if they were soft and warmed up. Now that is a little trick that I learned from my mom. Is you can take a lot of cookies that I've gotten, especially store-bought cookies, and you can throw them in the microwave for about 10 seconds and soften them up.
I think these are for people that try to fool themselves and think eating a cookie can be healthy.
Yeah.
Well, I think it depends on what you mean by healthy too. I mean, it's not healthy when it comes in terms of calories and fat and things like that. But if you are like looking to up your protein, I would say this cookie would be better than
Or did it say high fiber? If you're
high
wanting
fiber and high protein. That's what I think. It just depends on what you mean by healthy. If you're eating it to lose weight or to like cut calories, it's probably not a good idea. But if you want to up your protein and up your frequency,
fool your
You're rich.
buddy at lunch at school and give him about 10 of them. It'll hit him about the bus ride home.
but according to this person,
with him in the seat.
I think this cookie should be taken and put in the microwave for 10 seconds. Sometimes that'll do it. 28 on the list. All right. By the way, what do we think about the Lenny and Larry's chocolate chip cookie? I don't know enough about it.
I
I've
cannot make an
actually had
informed
one.
opinion. Oh,
Have you had
really?
one?
I have. I mean,
good.
it was.
Does it taste like an institutional cookie?
Yes.
Like the one they give you at a cafeteria
Yeah.
and call it a chocolate
Yeah.
chip cookie? Not a school
Yeah.
cafeteria, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So they're
yeah,
hard. See, I had
Yeah.
a problem with that.
You can play frisbee golf with it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now, I'm going to fight this guy now. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl.
It's on. 28.
28. Girl Scout Thin Mints.
That you'll have to fight alone, sir.
I love Girl Scout Thin Mints.
I don't mind a thin mint, and I know what my previous comments were on mint chocolate, but I don't mind a thin mint. But this violates your rule about mint having to be green. Because
You're right, it does.
there is no green in that cookie.
You're right, it does. But
The box is green.
the box is green. But here's the difference. It wasn't the lack of green so much on that one. It was the blonde cookie. It was the blonde. It was the, you know what I mean? So this at least has the chocolate wrapping
Right.
surrounding. But I agree. I bet I have a sleeve of these in my. I usually have a sleeve of these in the freezer that I don't even know I have, because that's the best way to eat them. You put them in the freezer, and then you eat them cold.
Can you eat less than a sleeve of any Girl Scout cookie?
Well, here's what I
Or
do
a-
with these.
or
Aric.
a row, or a.
Here's what I do with the Thin Mints. I'm currently not in a health kick mode, so I'm not eating healthy or anything right now. But I bounce back and forth. When I am eating healthy, what I'll do is I'll take a sleeve and I'll take one cookie out of it. This is going to sound funny to say I'm eating healthy. No. And then I get myself one scoop of some sort of like double ice cream that's supposedly better for whatever, or yogurt. And you break it up, and I make my own little like kind of mint
cookie salad.
Mint ice cream. Yeah. And that way I can keep from eating the whole sleeve. So you're right, Aric. If I were just to sit down and just start eating it, I would probably eat the whole sleeve. But if I break one up in my ice cream, I can at least cut back on eat
tag-alongs for a while because I bought some from a student about 8 years ago, and I was hungry one day and skipped lunch at the end of this. Oh, I got those tag-alongs, and I ate a whole sleeve, and I was wrecked, man. I was I was like, oh, and didn't feel well. Oh, man. So it was a while. I made myself sick on them.
To be honest with you, though, that's how I eat a lot of things. Desserts like that is breaking them up in my ice cream, in my vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is to take the Dove dark chocolates, freeze them, and then break those up in your ice cream.
How do you break them up after they're frozen?
Well, if Say is listening right now, she would probably love to tell this story. This goes back to many, many years back. When I first decided I wanted to try this, so I froze them, and then I realized I couldn't break them. I couldn't break them up in the ice cream. So I tried everything. I tried I couldn't break them. If I could break them, I couldn't get it small enough. I put them I unwrapped them because they're in the little foil wrap, individually wrapped. I put them in a baggie and got a hammer and was trying to like bust them up, and it would just like tear the baggie, and then So then the way that I found to do it, the best way, I haven't done it in a few years, is what I call the baby bird technique. And that is I would chew on the Dove dark chocolate, and as I chew it up, let it kind of fall down in my ice cream.
Look at Brady's.
I'm stunned. Wow. You really love your
So it is the only way that I've found to do it, and it works fine. There's really nothing gross about it when you think about it. Now, if you were to do that and serve it to someone else, that would be gross. But you're eating it, so there's. I don't mean like I don't regurgitate it. I don't.
Okay.
I'm just saying like you bite, you lean over the bowl, and you just break it apart with your teeth, and you let it fall down in your bowl while you're eating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take them across your teeth like, just shave them.
Teeth aren't strong enough.
Oh, Gary.
This is what it sounds like when doves.
Just don't ever ask me to make you some ice cream, Gary. It's probably good advice.
Yeah, don't eat any ice cream at the family reunion from Todd.
Yeah. All right. By the way, I think Thin Mint should be much higher on this list.
I agree.
27. Surprising. Chocolate creme Oreo.
Now, I like them, but they are a bit much. I could eat about 5 dual stuffed Oreos without dropping a beat, But those double... What?
Too rich? The double chocolate too rich?
Yeah. They get to be a bit much. But they're good. I don't think... I'll have to say, here's the problem. I'll have to see what's above it to say if they're too high or too low or not. Because I'm sure there was going to be something up on the list that I like the Oreo better. But I'm going to have to keep it where it is right now until I can see.
I tend to want to put all Oreos higher on a list. I think it's hard to mess up an Oreo.
I like a dual stuff. It's my favorite Oreo.
Now, I read something the other day, Brady, where someone's argument is that the dual stuffed should be just the regular stuffed. That should be what the regular Oreo is.
Yeah. And then you could get diet Oreo with only half the stuff.
or those would be don't they make the Oreo thins or whatever they're called, or the Oreo?
I think they do. Have they ever gone crazy and does like the quadruple stuff or anything like that, or triple stuff?
I think so. So my argument, I guess, or not an argument, my question is, Is there really that big a difference in all the different flavors of creme and an Oreo? I tend to think it all tastes the same. It's just a different color.
Like Skittles?
Well,
like Skittles.
I've had
unless
orange.
Unless it's a mint Oreo or something.
I had it was a vanilla Oreo with orange creme, and it tasted like orange. But that was also with a vanilla Oreo. So,
well,
I don't know.
That's what I was getting ready to say. The ones that are different colors, like the reds and the different, I could see them tasting differently. Because if it's a fruit, if it's supposed to be a fruit.
Yeah.
Well,
Now, did they have 4th of
that?
July ones one time where they were red, white, and blue?
I think so.
Yeah. No color change, no flavor change.
No flavor change, just color change. All right, we have another. I'm going to move the Oreo chocolate creme up a little.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, I
Aric?
got a comment here from Celia. Brady, can you imagine being there to witness the baby bird technique?
I'm sure it is more innocuous in reality than what I have cooked up in my head.
Not only that, Mrs. Griffin, you didn't have a better idea, and I haven't found a better idea. So I'll continue to baby bird my dark chocolate into my ice cream.
How about a cheese grater?
But those are you'll end up with half your finger skin in there with it.
Oh yeah, you might lose. What about one of those apple core? Okay, so you can imagine what you put an apple to slice it into things.
I know what you mean. Yeah, something to. Now I will say this, guys. There's probably a tool or a utensil that would do it, but we didn't have anything like that in our kitchen at the time. I don't know that we do now, because I thought the hammer would work. Like I wonder if one of those the problem was you couldn't. Like an actual kitchen hammer, like what meat cleaver, one of those things would probably be a good
one of those meat
thing.
hammers. Yeah,
but I didn't want to use.
Stop it. My mom yelled at me.
Doesn't that come out on Friday?
Yeah. I told her to grab the meat scissors because, there are in your grill set there are meat scissors that are used to cut and meat. Yeah, and she just thought that was hilarious. Like, no, Mom, they make meat scissors.
Well, the reason why
knife.
just don't get them mixed up.
Well,
for those who missed that, Aric brought up the infamous poop knife, and all we can say is Google it.
Yeah,
or don't.
It's big in Italy, I guess.
No,
awful daggone big anywhere. I'd use one.
It's a poop spatula, a poop machete.
Poopatine.
The reason I used the hammer, it was just my in my toolbox, so I figured it was dirty, so I put it in the baggie, and like I said, just tore the baggie. But I bet if you had something where you could control the splatter,
the spray,
you probably could perfect. You wouldn't have to do the baby bird style.
Now I have this picture in my mind of Todd being like Gallagher with a sledgehammer.
I was imagining him in this all white room like Dexter, but with like chocolate splatters all over.
26, we have another Pepperidge Farm cookie, guys. This is the Pepperidge Farm Tahoe white chocolate macadamia.
I do like me a macadamia nut from time to time.
I was going to say, if Celia's still listening, she's macadamia is one of her favorite
I was told that eating macadamia nuts will tear you up if you're not careful.
Well, the thing about a macadamia cookie, anything with a macadamia in it, is there's also white chocolate. So if you don't like white chocolate, I can see you not liking this.
Yeah. But have you ever just gotten a jar of macadamia nuts?
I don't think I've ever eaten a naked macadamia. I think it's always been part of a cookie.
They're pricey, but like my Honduran godmother Elisa, her Ted liked them, but it was warned like don't eat too many of them because I guess there's a lot of the oil in them will really conduct commerce quickly if you eat too many of them, like a green apple.
What?
Yeah, green apple splatters.
I guess my question is, why do you never see milk chocolate or dark chocolate with macadamia?
I think it's just you know what? Okay, I have no idea what I'm talking about here. I'm going to be like totally honest, but maybe it's because macadamia nuts are a little bit exotic, and vanilla is a tropical flavoring. It's found in the tropics, so maybe they go together simply because of geography.
Hang on a minute, though. Is white chocolate vanilla?
Well, that's
No,
true.
It's different.
It is different.
I liked your idea there, Brady.
Yeah.
Tahoe.
It's a Lake Tahoe
Tahoe.
cookie.
I think that looks like a good cookie.
That does look like a good cookie. I would be now. I can't say I would put it in the top 10, but as I'm sitting here looking at it, I really want a bag of them.
Have you seen though, like where you'll see the chocolate cookies, like the brown, like the darker chocolate cookies, but they'll have like the either white chocolate chips in them. Something just doesn't sit right about it. Like, you know what I mean? It looks like something that was a mistake was put in there.
Well,
Subway always had a good
the
macadamia
white chocolate.
cookie.
Yeah, right.
All right, guys, 25 is probably going to be controversial because 25 is the classic Nabisco Nilla wafer.
See,
wafer.
I will not put my hand into a box of Nilla wafers and just get them because I'm hungry for them. I love them in ice creams with white chocolate chips and banana chunks.
I was going to say it on its own. It's a useless cookie.
Oh yeah, it's
banana
pretty
pudding.
bland.
And banana pudding. It's
good supporting cast member.
Now, do you guys like it in your banana pudding? Do you like it when it stays firm, or do you like it when they start to break down and get soft?
Yeah, soft.
I like either because it's one of my favorites. But I will definitely say that Nilla is the oats to the Hall. You know,
I like when you scalp a Nilla wafer in banana. You know what I'm talking about? Like it'll actually, the top will come off. Like just the scalp.
All right, I got comments here. Gary said, "Try Nutcracker with your Dove chocolates. That may help you."
That would work.
Josh Michael, welcome.
Gosh,
Found any version of a cookie from the original. So,
which one are we talking?
I'm assuming you're talking about Oreos, Josh. Maybe that's where
maybe
that's where he came in. Celia says, "Who would put a vanilla wafer? A Nilla wafer? Nilla."
Yeah, it's not vanilla, Celia. Now, Celia would buy a vanilla wafer because the same way she tries to buy kaleidoscopes or whatever those damn cookies are, she tries to bring in the house instead of the Oreos.
Or an opera cream.
Celia, I've sent Brady and Aric pictures of those cookies you bring in the house, and in her defense, she doesn't bring them into for consuming other than in her Oreo truffles during Christmas. And you probably can't tell a difference in those, but
when she and the family eats them, she only gets the Oreos, but for the unwashed masses,
That's right.
I'm kidding.
That's like Todd's house. What cookie was your dad only allowed to eat, and you had to get
Daddy's
the other?
cookies? They were the devil food cookies. Yeah. I hope they're on this list. 24. We have another Grandma's, guys. This is Grandma's third appearance. Grandma's doing okay on this list. This is the peanut butter cookie. Peanut butter cookie.
Grandma's got a good solid cookie overall.
Yeah. I love a peanut butter cookie.
Is it the kind that looks like it's got a tire tread on it?
All peanut butter cookies should have a tire tread on. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something about like a hot dog without grill marks. I mean, hot dogs definitely taste better when they have grill marks, and peanut butter cookies definitely taste better when they have some tread.
Wouldn't want to slip out of your hand or anything.
No.
Yeah.
They're built-in handles, Brady.
True.
So what do you guys think about the Grandma's peanut butter cookie at 24? If this just said peanut butter cookie in general, I would maybe think it needs to be higher. I'll leave it right there.
Okay. I get that.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
23. We have another Girl Scout. Is this the third Girl Scout cookie of the list?
I believe it is. It's the Girl Scout hat trick.
This is the Do-si-do peanut butter sandwich cookies.
Do-si-do.
Now wait a minute.
One of my favorite Girl Scout cookies.
What's the sandwich cookie?
What do you mean?
Like I'm not sure what's the difference between this one and a tag along.
Well, the tagalongs are covered in chocolate and they're layered. The sandwich cookies is like an Oreo. It's like a top and bottom.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just got peanut butter in the middle.
Okay.
Now this has some tread on it too, and the good thing about this is it has that. There's a hole in the middle of each one of them that just gets a little bit of peanut butter oozing up through it, just showing off.
A little bit of a cookie sphincter there. Well,
yes, if you never want to eat a cookie again, think of that.
Right.
I like these cookies. I wouldn't put them any lower on the list. I maybe even bump them up. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Now, that's a tag along there, Aric.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
the dough -C dough
Dough.
is a sandwich cookie.
okay.
Hey, wait. I only smell 4 sandwich cookies.
Oh man.
All right, 22. Another Girl Scout cookie and one that I've never had. Girl Scout lemonades.
Now see, I have had
This-
one, and I was disappointed
This person is way off base. Like, how do you-
because this, if I remember correctly, is basically like those Christmas ornament cookies, except they're lemon tasting.
What do you mean Christmas ornament?
They look like you could hang them on a like it's kind of got a sunshine shape to it. It's got a like a flower
It does have a
shape.
citrus design, like a flower or
Yeah.
maybe like a.
And
but
there's nothing that's unadorned. It's just a shortbread's cookie with a lemon flavoring, and it's plain
No.
Jane.
no, because there is another lemon cookie I think in the Girl Scout camp.
Okay.
This one is a sandwich cookie. You were describing the outer layer perfectly.
Okay,
but
maybe
it
I
has
got
a-
mixed up. Is
it
it
has
kind of
a
like an
thin-
opera cream?
It has a thin yellow creme in the middle.
Okay. I don't hate those, but that's pretty darn high up the list.
Here we go. I got it.
Why have I never had one of these?
It looks like those. I think I know what it looks like, but I'm waiting to see if I'm validated here. I don't remember them saying I'm a leader.
It's got little sayings. The other one says, "I'm a go-getter."
But now I will say this: on the
I'm gonna
picture
go
I'm
get
looking
an
at,
Adidas.
in the picture I'm looking at, the creme is very clearly yellow. That looks white, but it could just be
Yeah.
my eyes.
I mean, I don't know.
Is there another, Aric? Can you do a little bit of research there quickly and see if, or I can do it, I guess, and see if there's another Girl Scout lemon flavored cookie? Because I think there's another one.
Is that because the one I was thinking of did not have creme in it?
That's what I was thinking. Just lemon flavor, like a lemon flavored.
Well, the
little
one I just
sugar
showed
dusting.
you was debuted in 2020.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Hold on. Here's another one. I think. No.
I remember them being like I said, like flower shaped, or they look like they would be Christmas ornament shaped.
Well, I mean, that one though, Brady, the one he showed you had words on it, but the one on my picture has the flower shape on it,
Yeah.
but it still has the
See?
creme.
And I also found this one.
Oh, that looks like a punishment.
Looks like a stamp.
I know.
I think I've had that one. What is that
I
one called?
think I
Eric?
have too, honestly. Like I said, they're not bad. They're just not my favorite. I think they're kind of high up on the
Is
list.
that a lemon chalet?
It says a Girl Scout lemon chalet cream.
I don't know if that's the one I've had or not. That's
And there's some others there on the bottom of that picture. Or the
That
brown
one that is
ones.
on the far right, not the farthest right, but the one right before the farthest right, where it just looks like a plain old non-creme cookie. But, the
That's-
one I'm
that's a-
remembering.
That's not even a Girl Scout cookie.
a
Okay.
chocolate digestive cookie. I've wanted to try some of those digestive cookies before.
Digestive cookies?
Yeah.
What's
Are they
that?
like British? Are they British?
I think so.
I think they're exactly. I think they're a cookie that probably has some fiber or something, don't they, Aric? Have some
Oh.
Fiber.
Yeah, I thought it was like a tome.
I'm gonna do. Well, you know you're podunk if you're calling your tum a cookie
Yeah.
and your and your bismuth milk. Who wants milk and cookies? I'm gonna do one more, and we'll call it a night, and I'll be splitting right in half, and we'll finish the other half next week. 21. Grandma's back on the list, guys.
Oh,
And this time she is bringing her miniature cookies. These are mini vanilla sandwich cremes.
Oh, I like those.
oh yeah, they're like those hydroxychloroquine cookies that have the
Well,
little holes in
and
cream in them.
What you? Well, you have malaria or something, Brady?
Well, I always thought those ones sounded like a science experiment or a drug. It's like hydroxy something.
well, if you pop,
Hydrox.
Oh,
Hydrox
You
are
sure?
fake Oreos. Yes.
yeah, at CC you won't even buy those. Hydrox was actually the first Oreo, I believe.
Yeah. They're kosher.
So this one, it uses the trick also, and it's pretty impressive since they're miniature. Is it has the little hole in the middle with the creme peeking through.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is one of those cookies that's hard to mess up.
yeah.
We were served these as kids. We were served these at schools. We were served. It's just a vanilla cream sandwich cookie. Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong.
Yep. So it's pretty much right in the middle of the list. So I think I'm going to leave it there.
Good list, man. Now I'm gonna think
that's
about
only
what's
half the
coming.
list. Yeah.
But
All right.
I can't help but wonder if if they're going to be bold enough to put the double doozy on the list, or
I'm
is
not
it
gonna
too
look. I don't-
hoity-toity?
I'm not going to look down. I don't want to study.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
either. I'm just
Well,
gonna let it ride.
Can't wait to hear the rest of the list. All right.
Now, if anybody wants to help us purchase all of these cookies, we will have a taste test of this. People have asked us before if we'll have the taste test from our food topics. I can't talk tonight. Our food topics, and we've said we would, but most of the time it's going to just be me eating them because Brady and Aric won't try them. But on this one, I would think we all would probably try any of these cookies.
All right.
That could be a live episode, us just eating
could.
40 different types of cookies.
There you go.
I would frighten you guys off with the episode to be Brady's Asian food night extravaganza.
All right, visit our website. I've done a little work and
Oh, sweet.
updated the website there. You can see the address at the top of the page, but there's our website in its glory, www.playitbyyourpodcast.com. I shrank the top of the screen. Every page you go to has our audio links, our video links, and our calendar, which I haven't updated the calendar. I should do that. But our last 5 episodes audio-wise, our last, I think, 9 episodes of on our YouTube page, our video episodes. Those can be accessed from any page on the site. So any link you click up there in the menu, you can see those. But the one I have brought up here specifically is the store link. Whoop, sorry. Let me click on it. Okay, if you like the softest t-shirt you ever wore, there it is.
There it be.
Here, go to the store link, go to the bottom of the page, click on the picture of the t-shirt, and that will take you to a place where you can buy it. We'll make sure you get it. I think our inventory is low. Is that correct, Brady?
That is correct.
All right, so get one whilst you can. And we will mention the website here again in a few moments after Brady does his topic.
All right, we ready, gentlemen?
Yep.
And this is kind of feeding off one Todd did a couple weeks ago. It's not. I don't want to call it similar, but it's in the same area. And it was fun. But this list comes from BuzzFeed, and it's 26 extremely dumb things that every single person has done. And when I start,
Should we keep track and see which ones we've done in the list?
I almost guarantee that we will have done. Everybody will do 90% of this stuff, and when they realize that they do it, as I'm sitting here reading this list, I got to crack it up because I can pretty much visualize each time I've done something like this.
All right, I'm keeping track, guys. Keep
it track.
Tally marks.
Okay, here comes the first one. Let's give you an example. In the movie theater, it says, "Please silence your phones." Me, who has not taken my phone off silent since 2012, double checks. So you turn it off when you go in, but when they say, please silence your phone, even though you've checked it 3 times, you'll look at it again because the screen says so.
Yeah, I've done that.
So, Aric, you're laughing because you know you've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get griped at by my dad mostly. He says I never answer the phone. He doesn't understand that my phone's on silent most of the time, all the time, pretty much, like you just said. And I do that for work. And then over the years, I just get in the habit. I forget to turn it on. So most of the time, it's not me ignoring it. It's me just not knowing the phone's ringing, and I might look at it, a little bit later and see that I missed a call.
Brady, you keep yawning. Are we bored?
No.
Are we boring?
No, not at all. It almost feels like a biological need to yawn.
Got a tryptophan effect there.
So
turkey sandwich for lunch.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
So my question though is, it may be on the list, and if it is, I apologize. But I think more so than the checking your phone to see if it's on silent is when you hear a phone ring and you check it, even though it's not your phone, it's not your ringtone.
Yeah, because a Spice Girls ringtone will be on, and you'll still check it.
Spice Girls.
But all right, have you tried to squeeze it in? Meaning, me trying to squeeze in a 5-minute song before I arrive at my destination that's 2 minutes away. So you might slow down a little bit, you can't quite squeeze in the song, and in your mind, it's like, I'm going to squeeze it in when you know you can't.
You can't. Yes. You can't fire up in a Vita da Gata when you're pulling into the parking lot at work.
That is correct. Or
is that the truncated version?
No, it's never mind. It's from a movie, but in a Vita da Gata baby. Yeah, but I was going to say Freebird is what I was going to go with first, but I've done that before.
Stairway to Heaven.
Not thinking about it. Yeah. Gotta hear the ending. You never know, but the ending might change.
Exactly.
That's true.
Do you ever pull out your phone to check the time, but you have to do it again because you forgot to look at the clock? It's like, hey, I need to see what time it is, but then you get distracted. You put it back in your pocket. It's like, oh, I forgot to see what time it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
3 for 3 so far.
Yeah.
Me too.
No, this is the one that got me about laughing the hardest because I know what the answer is because you've let us in a peek behind the curtain when you guys do this. Made the noises. Does anyone else just get urges to make random noises, or am I just weird like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're just walking around the house making your own incidental music. There's stuff like that. If I don't do it for me, I do it for my pets.
Oh yeah.
We've done that on the pre-show before.
I think we have.
or I have.
Yeah, we start beatboxing. So I got to crack it up. It's like, I know what the answer is to this one. Okay. This one I think we've all done it, but this might get the first diverging. Done a run through. When you clean your room, do you leave it and see how it would look if someone walked in?
No.
Isn't that the equivalent of just liking to look back and looking at your finished work? You know what I mean? Like,
well, he describes it, or this person describes it as they actually leave the room and then open up the door and come in to see what it looks like your first impressions, like somebody else seeing the room for the first time.
I don't purposely do that. I've done that before and then walked in and then I realized I liked the view. I liked what I saw, but I don't purposely play it out. I don't act it out.
Yeah.
As if he were a goldfish and forgot what he did and walked out of the room and came back.
So, like I said, I don't think I've done that
goldfish
one.
Can't walk, Aric.
Right.
These are facts. Okay. Made sure nothing has changed. When you get a calculator and then you do a 2 + 2 = 4, just to make sure that nobody's messing with a calculator and it does what it's supposed to do.
Or just to make sure that 2 + 2 is still 4.
Yeah. I think this is some kind of an equipment check.
Yeah. Is it at the equivalent to also knowing you turn the oven off or something, or no? But you keep checking it, knowing that.
Yeah.
It seems to be like I remember an old school version of calculator that had like the red digital lights. Like we're talking old. Like, but when the battery got low, it would start doing stupid stuff like that. Like it didn't have enough power to make it 8, so it would say 0. So maybe that has like an origin of some kind. But anyway, I shall digress. You've done the walk of shame, meaning you're going through the store, not thinking you need a cart, but then realize you're getting overloaded. So you have 22 items in your hand, and you walk back to the front to put them in the cart and admit that you messed up.
I've done that.
Oh,
And,
I think
and
I
you
did that
avoid
2
it
days
as
ago.
soon as you can, or as long as you can, and you're overloaded. With,
Like,
Yeah.
so.
Have you done the? I've done all 3 of these. I've done that. I have done I'm just going to grab a hand basket thing, and then you get about 3 aisles. Then it's so heavy and full you can't even carry it anymore. So I've gone back and gotten a cart. And one time, I got one of those miniature carts, and a few aisles into it, realized that I needed to go in for reinforcements.
Now, wait a minute. When you say miniature cart, like the one the little kids push around, or
No, not that.
No, no.
Like the one,
Like
the one that's a stubby. You know what I mean?
And there was that one time I went and got a U-Haul because I was like, you just got to back the truck up. Oh man, but we've all done that. Have you ever dropped stuff on the way back at the walk of shame?
I don't know that I've dropped anything. No,
I think I've dropped a couple bags of stuff before.
I don't think I've ever maybe used a hand basket twice in my life.
Really?
That's my go-to. Yeah.
Yeah.
The short cart is my go-to because I know I'm going to get more than what a hand basket would take. I don't even acknowledge the hand basket.
Yeah.
I don't see you, hand basket.
I'm typically a hand basket in a non-grocery store type thing. I don't do a hand basket a lot in a grocery store.
Yeah.
If I pop in the Dollar General or something like that, I might grab a hand basket. If I stop in at the Dollar General here across from the school a lot because from buying prizes and stuff for my kids for drawings and things like that, and I usually just always grab a hand cart. They're handy.
All right. Now this one is just a dadism. And I mean, I know it is nearly against the laws of the universe not to do this. But when you pick up the grill tongs, the ones that look like this, wait a minute. You got to go click, 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 click to make sure that they work. You guys got to pick it up and do like castanets, like check, 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 check. I do it. Admit it. You do it.
I will fully admit I'm not a griller, but I've done that.
Yes.
Anytime I get my hands on tongs, I do that.
Okay.
I just used some tongs this evening and did that.
Oh yeah, you got to make the sound. That's part of the fun. It just makes you feel like you're doing something important.
Yeah.
So
there's I want to come back to. I'm going to circle back, make myself some notes. If this list doesn't cover them,
gotcha.
A couple more dad type. I think that's a dad thing.
Yeah. What about people who slap the remote when it's not working? Have you ever slapped the remote just to see if maybe the battery connection isn't, so you give it a little spank and see if it...
But that has an origin too, because although I don't think it works anymore, I'll tell you what does work for me though sometimes. When the remote's not working, I'll open up the battery case and I'll like roll the batteries.
Oh yeah. You gotta pinch and roll a little bit there.
Like a logger in a log rolling contest.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one that did that.
No.
Eric's like, I'm the only one in the world that's figured this out. Yes. Everybody else is just pissed off.
I'm not as special as I thought I was.
This one's called
Doesn't that essentially do what slapping it does though? It
gets the connection, knocks the dust or corrosion off a little metal strip. But okay, this one is called
Look Kenny, I do have finesse.
He's got the finesse.
Hey Ken.
Look like an expert. When you're playing pool, you want to look like you know what you're doing. So you put the blue chalk on, and you get some of the hand chalk, even though that ain't gonna help you at all. Not gonna me. Like, look what I know what I'm doing, and then
yeah.
take about 3 layers of felt off.
The old hand mushroom. It's got the. You
Yeah.
gotta grab it like that. Get your.
Yep.
It's like a wedge.
Yeah. And you know you're supposed to do it. It's like
I do
what
the
does this
same
even
thing.
do?
I do the same thing when I bowl. I put my fingertips in the little air thing all the time, and I'm not a good enough bowler for that to even
You gotta
matter.
do this.
Yeah. You sit there with your hand on the little vent thing. And you're looking at the pins like,
Yeah.
How am I going to attack this here?
It's so true. I still to this day don't know what that blue stuff does. You're hitting a ball with a blunt object. What does that blue do?
No, I don't know the science behind it, but you've done it before. If you ever hit a ball and you didn't have enough chalk on it, and does this quack. It does like
clinks,
it doesn't connect. It doesn't. It'll glance off of it.
Yeah,
I think it tacks it up.
I read a story about somebody's parrot ate their pool chalk and farted blue smoke. And that they couldn't figure out why the parrot was like farting blue smoke, and it was because it was sharpening its beak on the pool chalk.
Do parrots fart?
Wow.
Time out. You can rewind this and look at my face during that, and you will see that I'm not lying here. I thought he said parents. Seriously, if anybody out there was watching and saw my face, I thought he said parents, which is why I thought, what in the hell is he talking about?
Like, wait a minute, I've never seen my parents eat blue chalk.
Well, no, I mean, I thought it was a story like one person found out their parents were eating the blue chalk, but then when you said they farted blue dust, I'm like, that can't be true. That doesn't work.
Brady,
I'm sorry if I did not elocute that well.
You need to enunciate, Brady, because
Thank you,
Ken thought you said parents and Celia.
Birds. Boys.
Wow, I'm glad I wasn't alone.
Yeah.
For a second, I was wanting to eat some blue chalk and see if it worked.
Oh man!
But do parrots fart?
That is the question.
They had. I mean,
See, now I thought parrots because they don't. They're like birds, so they don't poop. They poop like birds. I mean,
they poop. They just don't pee.
Well, right.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a stew. It's not poop or pee. It's kind of together.
Bird stew, not what you want to eat.
But if it has an orifice in which to release that stew, then I would think it could fart.
Well, my thing is, I mean, if it has to inhale air while it's eating, like most things do, anything that swallows air while it's eating, that air's got to go someplace.
Well, it may come out their pores or something.
Or their beak holes. Their
beak holes.
But that's a story for another time, I guess. Okay, now this person is not exactly describing, but I know what they mean. You had those moments of delusion, but where you got the dates all wrong. Do you think by 2020 we'll stop thinking of 2007 as 3 years ago?
I was just thinking today, for whatever random reason, because I think I was hearing something on the radio about 9/11, and I thought, okay, so 2046 is just as close to today as 2000 is.
Man, wow.
So yeah,
That's unreal.
it is.
It is unreal. Now you just made me feel old, man. If you do not say Wednesday in your head when you're spelling Wednesday, then you're a liar.
or you spell it wrong.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Or principal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most people outside of our line of work probably don't have to spell principal a lot, but
No, but I bet a lot of people misuse it. I bet a lot of people miss.
I have principles. No, you don't, unless you're still in school. So, yeah. Try to get those extra 3 minutes. I really be trying to take a 2 to 3 minute nap in the morning. My alarm will go off at 7:35, and I'm like, "Yep, I'll get up at 7:38."
Yeah. Every morning.
I know Brady's an enemy of the snooze button.
Snooze alarm.
Oh, really? Oh,
Confucius say, "He who hit the snooze alarm only prolongs the inevitable." He said that.
So
it's true.
I purposely set my alarm clock 20 minutes early so I can hit my snooze button 4 times.
So do I, yeah. Yep.
I just wake up like 15 minutes early so I could slowly, slowly come to life so I don't have to
If I did that, I would fall back asleep and oversleep.
Yeah. I just
and I was actually thinking when you were talking about having to go back and take the walk of shame and get a card, I think that falls into the same area as being woken up by your bladder 3 minutes before your alarm goes off. And you're thinking,
you don't want to admit.
I can sleep through this. I don't have to get up. Yes, I have to get up. And then you think, I'll get up and I'll go real quick, and then I'll come back and I'll be able to lay down before the alarm goes off. No, so while you're in there going, the alarm's going off. So, yeah.
Well, that's one of those things that you hear about when you're younger.
Yeah.
You hear about when you're younger that you never think is true. You think people are exaggerating, but about as you get older, waking up to go to the bathroom more. But I'd be damned, they were right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you done this little number yet? Where you go to the bathroom as part of your routine before you go to bed, whatever, you brush your teeth, you go to the bathroom, and you lay down, and you have to go to the bathroom immediately after laying down.
Oh,
but you
yeah,
don't have to,
yeah.
but you don't have to go so bad that you it's just like you got to go. So you're like, I'll go ahead and sleep it out, and then of course you wake up an hour or two later and you have to go back.
Be Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
I will even change my position that I'm laying in, thinking,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
if I lay on my back here and remove the
Pressure
urine from my
the old onion.
bladder, yeah, then I can sleep through this. But no,
Got to
it never
reposition
works.
the onion.
And,
Yeah.
and Celia agrees. That's the worst. I hate having to go pee at least an hour before I have to get up. And on the converse of that, there is no greater feeling than waking up and thinking, "Oh man, I have like 4 hours before I have to get up. I'll get
Yeah.
up
Oh,
real quick
yeah.
and come back."
Yeah.
That's
Because when I was
outstanding.
younger, and I didn't wake up 5 times a night, I used to always people would think I was nuts because I would say I love waking up in the middle of the night. I loved it. It's like I just felt like a kid, like when you
Like
woke
on
up and you're
Christmas time.
yeah, well, like when you woke up and you're like, oh, like Aric said, I got 4 or 5 hours before I actually have to go to
Yeah.
school. But it's not as fun when it's happening 4 or 5 times a night.
Right.
These next two are the ones that probably made me laugh the hardest. You saw through sound. I'm lost. I better turn down the radio so I can see better.
Definitely.
I think it has to be to do with being able to concentrate.
It
Right?
does.
It's not background
does.
noise. You gotta.
But their explanation here, I need to see through this sound. Let's turn it down. That was well stated. And then the one that this is so true. Does anyone else pack underwear for a trip like they plan on pooping themselves at least 3 times a day while they're gone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
You
I did
never
this
know. You
4-day
never know.
trip that I went on. I know I took 9 pairs of underwear. It's like, well, I
Well,
could get caught in the rain.
have you ever? Well, say you would argue that I pack everything like I'm going to have explosive diarrhea and just ruin every outfit I have. Because I tend to overpack when I go
Yeah,
I
do too.
even take like 4 or 5 pairs of shoes a lot of times, and then I'll wear the same pair the entire time I'm gone.
Oh, yeah.
You ever do that?
Yeah.
But just in case you either step on a horse apple or get them soaked, you don't want to, you don't want to be stuck with 1 pair of shoes.
What the crap? You walking in a parade or what?
Well,
Damn it! Do you mean an actual? I don't think he means a horse turd.
yes, I do. They're
that's what you-
sometimes politely called horse apples.
Oh, I thought maybe there was actually some sort of thing called a horse apple. Like what are those
Well,
big
there
things called?
is, because my Aunt Cheryl bought a box of horse apples for my uncle as a gag gift, and there are pieces of horse poop in like an Esther Price box. and individually
Was there a
wrapped.
legend? Was there at least a horse apple legend? I told
Well,
you.
what cracked me up is some of them had hay on them and some of them did not. I remember as a kid that cracked me up.
Was it actual horse poop or was it chocolate?
I think it was horse poop, but I can also see my Aunt Cheryl just leaving me on the hook to let me think that.
I just
So-
realized something, Aric. I've never known this about you. You say chocolate like I wish I said chocolate. You say chocolate my favorite way possible. Have you ever noticed it?
I don't know what you're referring to.
I say chocolate. Chalk. You say chocolate. You say it almost with a little bit of an accent. And you put chalk in there.
Chocolat.
Chocolate. No, now you're really thinking about it. But you
Like
say chocolate. You say
CHAW.
chocolate.
Okay, chocolate.
Chocolate. You kind of draws out a little. You say chocolate.
Choir mouth.
And I say chocolate. Yes.
It's my radio
CH.
training.
There you
Right,
go.
John Barney, you still in the room? It's my radio training. Chocolate. Didn't even know.
Now I'm going to
you
think
do.
about that all night. Dang it,
Listen to
man. One of my biggest faults, I'm quoting here, is that when I ask someone their name, I forget to listen to what their name is.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're focusing so much on asking them what their name is that you don't absorb actually what their name is.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm absolutely terrible with names anyway. I'm good with faces, bad with names.
Yeah.
Worst question you can ask the teacher. Do you remember me? Yep. I do remember you.
I do.
Can't put a name to you, but I remember you.
Yep.
What's that John Mayer line in that one good song he does? Is like, I can't remember you looking so beautiful, but then again, I can't remember you.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. This one's called "Goes Right to the Forklifts." I think we're gonna have varying answers on this. When medication says "do not operate heavy machinery," they're probably mainly referring to cars, but my mind always goes to forklifts.
Yeah, I usually think of like a backhoe or something.
I think of a pile driver.
Driver.
Like those like that used to be the Bugs Bunnies that did like ching ching thing.
Is that what it's called? Isn't that?
Yeah,
isn't that
yeah,
called
that's what the wrestling move's named after.
It's a pile
Because
driver.
it's pile driving things into.
Yeah, I get it. I didn't know that's what it was called.
Because the little things in the ground are called piles, and it's.
Ah, I see. You
Aha.
guys learned me something.
I did learn you something there.
So what do you think of when you think of heavy machinery?
I said I usually think of like a backhoe or something. I don't usually
Backhoe?
think car either. Yeah, because I think some of them say don't operate a motor vehicle, and
Yeah.
obviously that's a car. But if it says heavy machinery, I never think of a car.
And then it probably more often than the pile driver. The pile driver, for some reason, I think because it comes from my cartoon watching days. But the second thing that pops into my head is the drill press. Like when you pull down on the lever and it lowers the drill into something.
So, would a drill press be considered heavy machinery?
Yeah, I think it would. Try picking one up, but more often, I'm thinking of like if I'm impaired
I don't
on
think
some
they
kind
mean.
of medication, I'm going to drill my hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't think heavy machinery, anything that you're actually larger than yourself, I don't think can be considered heavy machinery.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? I picture heavy machinery has to be something you can sit atop or sit in and ride. Can't ride a drill press.
And Todd, I like your answer. We've all thought of that joke.
Now, Gary, that's where I am with it. Gary says heavy machinery sounds to me like something I'm driving.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll agree to that, but I don't think of cars usually.
No.
Because I mean again,
I think
sometimes
it's
it
something
literally
yellow.
something with
Something
cat
yellow.
written on the side of it. Because some medications do say you don't operate motor vehicles. So when it specifies that, then I instantly think of cars. But when it says heavy machinery, I don't say, hey guys, let's go jump into the heavy machinery and drive up and get a milkshake. You know what I mean? Like
I also think of chainsaws.
as heavy machinery?
Well,
Again,
yeah,
you can pick one up and wing it.
Yeah,
Well-
I guess I'm thinking of the things that I don't want to go wrong as an end result of me taking medication.
Yes, but that would be if it said power tools. You don't want to use power tools.
Okay, Ken says more than 3 horsepower. Is that an actual thing? I mean,
That sounds really well thought out.
It does. Yeah, if that's not true, Ken, it sounds like it is.
It's like a standard.
Yeah.
Like if it's more than 3 horsepower, it's considered heavy machinery.
Well, but the only thing is so is a lawnmower, because I mean a lawnmower would be more than 3 horsepower.
Yeah.
Would that be considered heavy machinery?
Would it?
What?
What about?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess a riding mower, yeah.
A riding mower, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bigger than a car or a truck.
Yeah. So what about a manure spreader?
Ken says he made it up.
Oh man,
It sounded real good. You could have gone with
it
that.
did. But
You'll learn pretty quickly. We're kind of gullible in this show, Ken.
yeah.
Right, especially when it comes to machinery.
Have you ever dug through the trash? I actually just did this yesterday. You dug through the trash. Me, I'm cooking something. Me, reads the direction on the box. Me, okay, throws it in the trash. Me, dang it, how long was it again?
Yeah.
Yes.
I did that with some cinnamon rolls the other day. I couldn't remember if it was supposed to be 375 or 400.
All right. So, in addition to that, when you've thrown it away and you have to go back and retrieve it, do you think first, what else is in that trash can before I go in there?
You know damn well I think of that. It could be wet, sloppy food. And if there's already something atop it that's wet and it's going to moisten it up, I'll wing it. I won't even.
You're just going to guess.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Well,
guess.
but to be honest with you, to be quite honest with you, that was more of a thing before. Now we can just look everything up on our phone and find out pretty quickly. But
I mean, like I said, it just happened to be yesterday morning making because my orange rolls have a slightly different cooking temperature, I believe, than the cinnamon rolls, and I couldn't remember which one was which. So anyway,
yeah. See, and I can attest to that I hear a lot of cursing coming from our kitchen.
Because Celia says every day of her life she's digging through the trash to retrieve the directions.
Yep.
So have you ever made a wise financial decision?
No.
$25 for the item, $5 shipping. Nope, I'm going to go with $30 in free shipping.
Oh yeah, I do that a lot where I'll add something to my cart and get the free shipping.
Yeah,
Because you got to subtract the shipping cost. I mean, sometimes it's a good move.
Yep. So,
Well, and if you get rewards for buying from one versus the other, there's that too.
Yeah.
I mean, if it makes your Amazon account look better to buy from Amazon to get the free shipping, then you go with that.
Yeah.
And Todd, this next one was made for you. That awkward moment when you leave a store but don't buy anything and you're telling yourself, act natural, you're innocent.
That rarely happens because I'll always buy something.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that feeling. You know why I don't like it? I tend to think, and it stems from when I was younger. I used to think that people would suspect me of shoplifting if I went in and I didn't buy something. So I think it just stuck.
So, you don't walk out quickly like you're on a mission. You strike the friendly Ned Flanders face walking out that.
No, you got to walk out like you're disappointed. Like,
Yeah.
So
they didn't have Cocoa Pebbles.
We may have talked about this on the show, and stop me if we did. But so when you're on a long trip and you have to go to the restroom and you stop at a gas station to go to the restroom, do you feel you have to buy something to pay the fee to use the restroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually
Go
do.
and use the restroom and walk back out with nothing.
I don't do it if they just have something that I'm looking for something they don't have. I'll leave. But if I go in and use the restroom, any kind of commerce conducted at all, I'm going to buy something for their trouble.
So
You
you're
think the person
rewarding.
You think the person behind the counter thinks about that? Oh, here comes this guy to use these. We're walking right to the restroom. Is he going to buy something before he leaves? Do you think they give you the stink eye if you don't?
I think so, yeah.
So you're rewarding them for providing a place for you to conduct commerce, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
Instead of stopping by the state rest area.
What if the bathroom is extremely unkempt?
I have walked out of a couple restrooms.
I'll have to off air sometime tell you guys about. I may have talked about it before. Say knows exactly what I'm talking about. That you can ask Kirsten, Darren, SJ, Celia, me, or Amy. It was foul. I've never seen anything like it. Never in my life, and I hope to never see it again. Celia, you still listening? If you are, chime in here. It was. I can't even describe it. It's like a murder happened. Yeah.
So like a murder happened.
It was like, it was.
You can't talk about it.
I can't even say anything. All right. Yeah, Gary says go for free shipping on Principal. Celia says, so commerce for commerce. That is correct.
Yes.
Savannah says, John doesn't buy anything, but I was raised to buy something. So that was a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Small town courtesy.
Courtesy.
Well, it was, yeah.
So your parents told you that if you go use a
Oh,
restroom,
yeah.
you have to buy something. Hello, Jim.
Oh, Jim.
Jim says, yes, I always buy a drink when I use the restroom. Kind of defeats the purpose. So you can buy a drink at the next gas station that you stop at about 25 miles down
I
the road.
can't believe I'm going to say this.
I mean, you could always use a Slim Jim or some jerky or a roller dog or something.
Aric,
Celia,
you know what's...
Celia has vanquished this place from her mind, Todd. She does not know what
are you talking about? Oh, my goodness.
You'll have to text her.
Is she in the house?
If she's in the house, get her on camera. Celia, get to the camera. I've had someone, let's just say somebody I know has eaten at a restaurant, sit down restaurant, that they find they have to go conduct commerce at the end of the meal before they leave. They said, I feel like I just wasted money.
People are wasting money at Cracker Barrel all the time.
They can't even make it out.
Usually before they're even finished.
Oh man! But anyway, I'm sorry to be crass there, but somebody's actually said that. And I think one of the last ones. I'll wrap it up here so we can get to the game. Waited until 7. Me, I'll do it at 6. The time is 6:05. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to wait till 7 now. So you can't say 6:20, or you have to go to the next number.
Next hour.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. When I'm putting something off, definitely to the next hour.
Yeah.
Do we know for a fact, speaking of 6:05, did Turner do that on purpose to stick it to everybody else?
Yeah. Yes, he did. He did, because when you looked in the TV guide, everyone was on the hour. If he put his shows at 6:05, then he was by himself. That's why he did that.
Yeah,
it's kind of like same thing happens with if you're playing, you have to be playing a festival where there's staggered stages or where there's 2 stages. Like if you see okay, well, there's a band playing the same time. You know what I mean? You kind of want to be. You want to be staggered a little bit because you either have time. If you're playing first, you have time to maybe win them over so they don't. Maybe if they were playing together, say you're playing at 3:45 and another band starts at 4:15 or something.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like you have time. You have a little bit of time to win over any of their fans or whatever that keep them from going to them. So it's kind of the same idea.
Is that a thing you think about?
Oh yeah,
a little competition thing going on.
I mean, I don't
so
know
who does it work out better for though?
It's not. I don't see it as a competition. Like I don't look at it and say but I mean, obviously you want as big a crowd as you can get. I mean, that's the whole point of playing is to entertain people. But so, I don't really know, Brady. I've seen both sides of it. I mean,
do you think of it this way? Like, hey, we're going to start at 6:05 because you're going to see the competition. You got 5 minutes to check it out and you're not going to like it. But then it turns into spiteful. It's like, you stayed with us until 7:05. Now you missed the last 5 minutes of the other thing and you're stuck with us.
Yeah. Well, you guys have probably done it as I've done it as fans of music at concerts or like festival concert type things where you like there's a band starting at 7 and there's another band starting at, I gave you an example. Did you guys go see, back when Say and I were in high school, we went to that rib cook-off.
Yeah, REO Speedwagon.
REO Speedwagon, Survivor,
Cheap Trick, and Survivor,
Cheap Trick. And Brady, you wanted to go see Mara, the local band. And if you remember right, they were playing at another stage.
Right.
So you're finding, okay, so if I leave halfway through Survivor's set, I can see some of Mara's set. So that's just an example of that.
They were a good band. like me some Mara.
Actually, just the guitar player just passed away.
Oh, the
this
Aronoff
past
fella?
year. Yeah, this past year. Kenny.
Good.
Kenny.
Yeah.
I believe it was Kenny Aronoff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who
Too
you're
young.
talking
I mean, he couldn't have been.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say early 50s,
Yeah. Late 50s.
late 50s. Yeah.
about. All right. Is that it?
Sorry to bring it down.
Yeah.
I wanted to add to this though. Brady, when you said something about the tongs, I think I've seen memes, and it maybe not. It didn't remind me of myself as much as my dad, but like every dad has tied something down before, and then you got to slap it and say that ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have no idea if it's going anywhere or not. In fact, I've strapped things down before, and have gone places.
I was gonna say generally when I do, it does go somewhere.
I'll tell you
not
my
supposed to go.
most dadism thing that I do is the first thing you notice on the interstate when you're coming into New Town. Check out the gas prices here. You got to comment on it.
The other one is there's no dad in the history of dads or men in the history of men who have not used a stud finder and done the old and then put it up against himself and
Yeah.
we got one, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Or the one we always talk about. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
I just did that today. That's how they get you.
Well, you did one last week, I think, in the episode where was it you? Where you were talking about the dog or scaring something away, and you did the get out of here, and I said, no, that's just only works for cats. That was a 1980s dad thing to do, is to try to scare away every neighborhood cat with the yeah.
And the cat just stare at you.
Get on out of here.
I still think I made
My dad would.
Go ahead, Todd.
He would literally. I mean, sometimes it was more of a like it was and then sometimes it was actually get on out of here. Because if you talk reasonably with a cat, like, hey,
Mr.
cat, get on out of
please
here.
leave the premises.
Yeah, it won't work. But if you say get on out of here.
Like if you run it backwards, it's like, what are you, crap?
And honestly, and this is a true story. I probably have told this. I probably told this on the podcast. But Ethan was little. Anybody that knows me, Ethan and my dad are really close, and they're actually a lot alike. But Ethan came home one time from spending the night with my dad, and we were talking about something, and Ethan's like, talking about our cat or something, and he said, cats are afraid of snakes, and I was like, are they? I was like, how do you know? And he's like, well, I know that because he said Papa's always scaring him away at the house, going psst, psst. So Ethan, and I said, son, I don't think that's why Papa does that. He does that because he loses his mind whenever there's a cat on the porch that doesn't belong.
Tourette's. Yeah. He has feline Tourette's.
I don't know why I have so many. I mean, it seems like, and maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like every night of my life as a kid, my dad was hanging out of the front door trying to scare away a cat. It's like
can I tell you what
my
my dad
spent all
did?
his free time.
He got a broken. It was an old vintage BB gun that my grandfather had passed on to me, and
Is
it didn't
Peter gonna
work.
like this?
What?
Is Peter gonna like this?
It's not gonna mind because it never worked. Because it was the most limp-shotted BB gun, and just went. Pah. But anyway,
Little flag comes out. Flag comes out and goes, psst, get out of here.
Yes, this BB gun needed to see a BB gun urologist. But anyway, the blackbirds or the starlings or grackles, as he called them, would start grackles.
For a grackle, my knackle.
And when they would get on the mulberry tree, or the squirrels would be getting into the bird feeder. So the squirrel would be raiding the bird feeder.
So wait a minute. The grackle was allowed to be in the bird feeder, and the squirrel was allowed to be on the mulberry tree, but not the opposite.
Yeah. Something like that. They had to stay in their lane, I guess.
This story has 1980s written all over it.
Yeah, yes, it does.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Brady.
But he would like put that gun and the sound. And then pretty soon that he would go out there and the squirrel would just laugh at him as it was getting a handful of sunflower seeds. Like,
yeah, I remember when I got my first BB gun. My first one that it actually had some power, like the pump style.
yeah.
I was allowed to shoot the blackbirds, but I don't ever remember them being called grackles.
It's a regional term.
Gotcha. My dad was a big bird fan. We had birdhouses all over the place. I had like a long list of birds I couldn't shoot versus ones. I mean, you had to be you know what I mean? Like
an ornithologist to figure out
how did you expect me to be able to see it? So I just didn't shoot it.
I don't know how big of a nerd I am, but I have an app on my phone that's a bird identifier.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I downloaded it at that conference I was at, Georgia, that science teacher conference. And I've actually used it a couple times. Which I never did tell you guys why Shide Poke Road's called Shide Poke Road.
Well, can I chime in about the bird app? And I don't mean to be negative towards anyone using the bird app, but if you need a bird app to tell what the bird sounds are, how the hell do you know if the bird app is right or wrong? I mean, how are you gonna?
That's a valid question.
Yeah, it's like the Audubon book. You know, there's an accompanied picture. Well, that's what it is. It's not a bird sound. It's like you hold your phone up and it takes a picture of the bird and then immediately takes you to the bird. It's a bird identifier.
No, but they make a bird app. The one I was talking about, it's a bird app where you just it records all the birds that are out there singing and it tells you what kind of bird it is. Well, how are you going to dispute it?
Right.
I would like to know what bird it was that would sit outside of my window and do that at 5 a.m. every morning all summer.
Yeah. What is that? The Scooby Dooby? The Scooby Doo?
No, it's one of those Tex Avery ones. Yeah. Where the chicken was keeping the bulldog up, like the bulldog worked night shift and he was trying to sleep, and the chicken would be like, ah, ah, ah.
My favorite birds were the Bob White birds.
Bob White?
No, they would do it never fails, and I listened to this day for them. Is they always would? It was like a stuttering Bob White bird. It would go. I can't whistle right now.
See it saying Bob White. White?
But it always built up to it. It was like Bob White.
No. See
Bob.
Now that's the wife trying to get the husband to listen. Bob.
In Hill, they're Robert Whites.
Good night, Kenny. Good to have you
Good
here.
night, Kenny.
Good night, Ken.
Kung Fu Kitties. Gary says Brady makes that noise on Todd's app.
Oh, man. Anyway, we should go into the
lupine
game.
Diversion.
All right.
I want to mention the website once again.
Wait a minute.
Like I said, I did some work.
There.
Put some things on here. If you look up here, now I got to go to the page here. I'll get my pointer there. Click on that link. I'm pointing at the link. Now I have my little finger on the link. Click here to send us a voice message. We've been begging for voice messages. Now you can easily now go to the website and send us a voice message. And we'll give you a shirt for doing it. That's what we keep saying. And we haven't gotten any voice messages. So there's how you do it. Now we're going to get about 10. We only got 6 shirts. So yeah, there you go.
Best.
Yes, the 6. Yes, we judge. All right, gentlemen, are we ready?
Yep,
for the
all
game?
set.
Okay. So the game is called, it's a new one, called Off Topic. How about that?
Imagine us, off topic.
Yeah, right?
Did we make this game?
Like about 30 seconds ago, we were off topic. All right. So I have a 20-sided die. Each of those 20 sides has a letter attached to it. I will roll said 20-sided die, and I'm going to give you either a sentence to complete or a word to come up with to carry out whatever the thing asks you to carry out. So I'll give you an example. I roll the 20-sided die, and it comes up F.
F.
And you will have 15 seconds. Words to describe your grandma.
It's like categories.
Yeah.
Does it have to begin with F?
Has to begin with F.
So I would say like friendly.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Flour, like if she baked a lot. That wouldn't describe her though. Never mind.
Fantastic.
Is it words that describe her, or words that like just
Words
remind,
that words to describe your grandma.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we can do this one of two ways, and we're just reconfiguring the rules of the game here. Fortuitous, says Celia. That's a good word. We can either go back and forth with each of you coming up with a word, and the first one to not come up with a word loses, and the other one gets a point. Or we can have 15 seconds and write down as many words as possible.
I like the back and forth aspect. It'll be like a tennis match.
But
Okay.
how long do you? I mean, the only thing is about
I'm going to give you 5 seconds to come up with something.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I got it.
Okay.
Let's try that way. We'll try it that way.
Kyle King rule in effect.
I was just telling his mother about the Kyle King rule the other day when I saw her.
All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
Brady, we drew lots backstage. You will get first guess.
By the way, a 20-sided polygon's an icosagon. Better go ahead.
Very good. Rolling the icosagon. And it comes up A.
Hey. Oh, no.
All right. Nothing is better than blank in the middle of the night.
Apples.
Apple butter.
An angioplasty.
I call foul on that. No one would ever say an angioplasty is better.
I really got stuck.
I was struggling. I was going to say apricots next. I mean, I think that would have kept me alive. But after that, I was going to go anteater, and I think I would have gotten buzzed.
1-0, Todd.
This is going to be fun. I had nothing. That's literally the... Oh, man.
All right. C is the letter. Todd, your first guess. Things to do while you're procrastinating.
Chess.
Cartoons.
Checkers.
Cutlery cleaning.
I will give that to him.
Chugging beer.
Cannabis. Not that I...
Coyote hunting.
Cat petting.
Calorie counting.
Calgary Flames watching.
Characters.
Character.
Cincinnati Reds.
Ooh. Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
I know.
Brady's point.
Well, no, you know. No.
He's the adjudicator.
Wait for that.
Can't keep going back and forth over every sports team that begins with C.
Why not?
We'll be here all night.
They'll eventually run out, but you can't take a point away from me when I pass the rules of the game.
Come up with another one. No more sports teams, and I'll say when a category is exhausted.
All right. Chocolate making.
Cannoli eating.
Canoeing.
Cuticle cleaning.
Crocheting. All right. Croquet.
Celebrity stories.
If you would have thrown celebrity watching, that's what I thought you were going to say.
I was thinking like E Network.
Yeah, I was going to go candle making next. I was good to go for another few rounds.
Yeah.
2-0.
I like that, Aric. I like the pivot. I don't mind you stepping in and saying go away from that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right, that's what I'll do with it.
Okay.
All
The pivot.
right.
We'll call it the pivot. The Kyle King pivot.
Kyle King pivot, yes. All right. O is the letter. Blank me. Brady's turn. Blank me if you can.
Order me.
Off me.
Oh, you.
My next one was orangutan, so I don't think.
Oh, Brady, I know what you wanted to say. But
Orangutan.
it's a family show.
Orange me.
Oh, Todd's run away with this thing here. All right. Letter is N. N. The phrase here or topic or whatever you want to call it. Conversation killers.
Nagasaki.
Nam.
Neanderthals.
Nail embedded injuries.
Nincompoops.
Nile crocodile attacks.
Nail gun assaults.
Narwhal attack.
Isn't a narwhal start with a G?
No.
No more animals.
Okay. Nicorette gum choking. Got in there. What?
Can't chug gum.
Choking.
Oh, I thought you said chugging.
No, choking.
All right, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Knee replacement.
That's okay.
I'm just seeing if I can sneak it in there, and nobody caught it.
You couldn't have sneaked up by me when I thought the other one started with a G. I was already sensitive to it.
Narwhal.
I was going to go necrophilia next. I mean, I think
That tends to be a conversation killer.
It's already
win.
dead. I think Brady missed that. The topic of the conversation's already dead, Brady.
Very nice. Very nice.
Look at Celia defending her husband. Well, that wasn't established in the rules. Of the
Thank
game.
you. Although the fact that you can't remember that bathroom, I don't know.
We're it's a
Maybe the ladies didn't go in. I thought we invited the ladies in to see it. It was in the men's bathroom.
Here, look at the crime scene.
I thought we did. I thought we showed everybody.
all right, Brady. You need a point here, buddy.
I need something.
The letter is D. Flexible things.
Dendrites.
Dinosaurs.
Diarrhea.
Digits.
Dodge truck hoses.
That's pretty.
That's pretty thin right there. I'll
what do
give
you-
it to you. It's pretty
okay.
thin.
Dachshunds.
Dilantin bottles.
He's pushing it.
It's plastic. It's flexible.
I was going to go daffodils next. I think I had a couple more in me.
You
I was going to
Not
go
a-
with duck lips. But
You not only lose, you get skunked.
Let's go to 7. At least watch me embarrass myself for 2 more points.
I don't know that duck lips would have worked, considering ducks don't have lips.
Oh, the Pringles ones. You know, when they get wet. Yeah.
Well, I thought he meant pictures. Like,
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah.
all right, we'll go to 7.
That was a quick game.
So,
Yeah.
so Brady wants to go to 7 so he can lose 7-0. All right. The letter is S. Who was first last time?
I think it's my turn.
Okay, Todd, you're first. Things they should have taught in school.
Sandwich making.
Soda, calorie counting. In health class.
Songwriting.
Salting your food properly.
Sasquatch hunting.
Symbiosis in biology.
They probably did teach that.
Sunbathing techniques.
I think I wrote a chapter about symbiosis.
Sailboat rules. Like the America's Cup.
Salisbury steak recipes.
Sutures for stitches in case you injured yourself.
Proper salve treatment.
No more first aid.
Okay. Snickerdoodle making.
No more cooking.
Salamander species.
Siamese cat care.
No more animal husbandry.
Sundog definition.
What?
Sundog definition.
What is the definition of a sundog?
A dog sunbathing.
No.
It's a golden retriever.
Oh, no. Hang on. How do I? All right. You're wrong. Sundog.
If I don't have any cursory knowledge of what a sundog is, they should not have taught me that in school.
Sundog is a mock sun. Is an atmospheric optical phenomenon that consists of a bright spot on one or both sides of the sun. So it's like when you don't have a rainbow, but you have the two spots. It's a sundog. Give me my point.
GTHOH.
Give me my point. Keep it going. Get that hand up there again.
Ridiculous.
Yet useful.
Simple machines. Like levers and pulleys.
Snake milking.
Do snakes have nipples?
I don't know. I've never gotten close enough.
If you're talking...
Snow day procedures.
Skin care.
That falls under health. First aid.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm off the snide.
All right.
Well, we did well on that one.
You did. L. Now, this is totally up to my discretion. I just want you to know.
The Aric supremacy clause.
Yes. Terrible baby names. L.
Limu.
Lafferty.
Lollapadenka.
Linus.
Liberace.
Licorice.
Lupus.
Lupine.
Ooh.
Lindberger.
Lactate.
Hey, Dalla. Lymph system.
I believe that was another word, Brady. Not starting with L.
I think it started with D.
I believe it did.
Man, that was so subtle. If any listeners ever get that, then they need to text us.
Wait a minute. Who?
It's yours,
Todd.
Brady.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I
said
thought I
Todd.
said.
I said
no,
lactate.
it is Brady. It is Brady.
Okay.
because Brady made the comment.
Lungmore.
Laryngitis.
No more health conditions.
Lumpy. Oh, good one, Jim.
I think you said no more health conditions after literally one health condition.
Oh no, because I said lupus.
You did say lupus, yeah. Lupus was a good one though. Leech is what I wanted to go to.
Well, skincare is part of health class, Celia. Now, maybe not part of first aid. But...
I think it is because if you
Is
have
it?
a second-degree burn, you know how
True.
to treat it properly with
There you
aloe.
go. Well, thank you, Savannah. I have people on my side tonight, Aric. You got to be careful, man. Snake milking is venom.
Lucifer. Yes.
Ooh, good one. I assume you did know that snake milking was the venom part, didn't you, Aric?
Yeah.
I did.
Oh.
5-2. All right, Brady.
Don't call it a comeback.
A.
Uh-oh.
Things your mom was right about.
Adding and subtracting are important.
Animals.
Aliens don't exist.
Ah, but Congress says they do.
It's-
Arrival time is important.
Ooh.
Nothing.
Todd's in the barn.
He's in the barn.
That would be it. We need a T-shirt that says that. Just says in the barn. Except how we spell it in the barn.
Barn.
Beaurn.
Eating some
Every
Karen.
vowel. Every vowel except O.
Barn. J.
Silent Bob. Wait a minute.
My turn.
Todd. Hippie hobbies.
Joint smoking.
Jenga playing.
Jug blowing.
Jefferson airplane listening.
Maybe hee-haw. Hippies don't do that. No, I call foul.
There had to be a hippie blew a jug once. Didn't wasn't there a jug blower in
Not commonplace.
wasn't there a jug blower
if the
in Janis
Grateful
Joplin's
Dead,
band?
no, if the Grateful Dead did not have a jug blower, then no, hippies did not blow jugs. Brady gets the point.
If a hippie could blow jugs,
You had to-
how many jugs could a hippie blow?
I don't know. Oh. I gotta. All
He's
right.
looking.
I've got several copies of the same card. That's a problem. All right. The
Cared.
letter is W.
W.
Yeah. Brady.
Mm-hmm. Oh no!
I can't do that one.
Oh, come on!
I can't do it.
Something tells me I've been good at that one.
You probably would have been. Things that couples fight about. W.
War.
Women.
Wood for the fireplace.
Work.
Winchester rifles being exposed to children in the house.
Wrong times. Like showing up the wrong times.
Work schedule.
Window cleaning. Chores.
Written letters to a mistress.
Wandering.
Wing sauce being too hot.
Wafting a fart.
I'll give you that one.
Witchcraft being practiced.
Wilting penis.
Wow.
Erectile dysfunction. I mean, I didn't start with a W.
Washington Post articles.
Washing clothes.
No more chores.
Wooden shoes being forced to be worn.
No.
His last 5 have been pretty sketchy.
No, I can see somebody fighting over the breakfast table about an article in the Washington Post.
Yeah, the wooden shoes, though.
The wooden... Honey,
Todd wins.
where are these? I bought them for you.
Todd wins. Nice.
Todd wins.
I needed that one. I think you'd won a couple in a row.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Bravo.
That's a fun game.
Bravo.
That was a real fun one.
That's tough.
It is.
Aric, we need to turn it up or turn the whatever. We need to turn the table and have you play that sometime.
Yeah.
I'd be terrible at it, I'm sure.
Oh, it's there's no good or bad at it. It's just
Celia's still fighting the first aid angle.
I'm still mad at you about the bathroom thing, Celia. So
I just thought they could fight about wallabies.
well, I was going to say walnuts next.
Yeah.
There's so many things you could say. Like, it's funny because there's 2 approaches to that game. You either go one word, but a lot of times it needs an explanation.
Yeah.
Or you go a sentence and your answer sounds more ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like the Washington Post, because if I had just said Washington Post, he would have asked me for a clarification.
Yeah.
So that's why I said,
Yeah, but it's harder to come up with a sentence and have it make, because it'd be like wombat daycare facility fees. Where if you just would have said wombats, and then you could, I mean.
Well.
Celia has 2 silver platters from the Brown County banker's ass.
How did he hide
first
them there?
aid that she won for 4-H.
Well, they're
She
not
knows
silver
her
anymore.
First aid. Here,
They're probably tainted.
I see what you did there.
Why
Pulled
does
it
it say
right out of the
OPJ?
Brown County banker's ass.
If I remember right, I think she actually does. They do actually say Brown County banker's ass on them. Is there right? Say with no period at the end.
She said, no lie. I was shocked when I got him. Gary says, ask Kyle King if the rule here could discount brand names to use the letter. Yes, we need a Kyle King rule addendum here.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's a game that's quick. That game is. That's a.
Yeah.
What was the other way, Aric? You said the other way to score it.
You all could write down. I give you 15 seconds, and you can write down.
That wouldn't be as fun.
It wouldn't be because the same thing would happen, and then you would still need an explanation. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think our listeners would get bored watching us write.
Yeah.
This is like a back and forth. This is like a word duel.
Yeah.
I got to be honest, fellas. That would be a brilliant game to play at a live.
Oh, it would.
Oh my gosh.
Something
you
to
could have audience. You could have audience yelling things out.
Yeah. Agreed. Celia says, yeah, the idiots didn't know how to correctly abbreviate association.
Yeah. We don't have that one hanging on the wall, do we, Celia?
Oh, please tell me you do.
No, we don't.
All right. Once again, thanks everyone for joining us here. And reminder that the audio version of the show comes out Friday morning at 3 a.m. You can find that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and the iHeartRadio app, and most anywhere else you would find an audio podcast, including our website. You can go click the links on the last 5 have links there right on the page, which is our website up here, www.playbyyourpodcast.com. Video-wise, again, right on our front page is our last 9 YouTube episodes. You can also find our videos on Twitch, and they're also archived on Facebook and Twitter, I believe. I never mentioned Twitter on the video, but I think our videos run on Twitter as well, on our Twitter feed. Social media, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagrams. All those can be found right, again, on our front page. Everything has a link right at the top, and you can click on that. Interact with us via email, admin@playitbyyourpodcast.com. If you want to leave a voice message, go to our website, click on the link that says leave us a voice message. You can do it that way. And again, you can get yourself a t-shirt. Someone take us up on it.
Yeah.
Todd and Brady versus the audience on that game in a live situation. That would be good. All right. Anything else for the good of the order, gentlemen?
All good. It's a fun night.
Yes. Let me check real quick while we're on air. Okay, never mind. In 2 weeks, we'll have to change our I was going to say there might be a schedule change next week, but in 2 weeks, I'll talk to you guys. Yeah.
I might be out of state in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that works out because I will be too. Well, I won't be. I'll be playing a show, but that Wednesday I can't. So next week, normal day, normal time.
Yes.
Yes. All right, Todd, takes out.
Thanks for listening to the Play It By Ear podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter @PlayItByEarPod2, and our website at anchor.fm/PlayItByEarPodcast. Thanks again, and join us next time as we play it by ear.